Right, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Setting up here, still setting up a little bit. What's going on? I see you, Sister Don. Good to see you in the house this morning. Yeah, we're going to try to make it hot for you today. How is everybody? How is everybody? I'm glad to see y'all in the building today. We had a really good live stream yesterday with Brother Corey. Man, that is a good brother right there. You want to know about the trucking business, he's the dude to go see. Just like Brother Daniel is the one you want to go see if you're trying to do some real heavy real estate business. But if you want to get in the trucking business, Brother Corey is the one you want to go see, man. He's got it. He's got it covered from every angle, man. Anyway, good morning to y'all. Some of y'all is not in California, so I'm in sunny California, city of the angels, supposedly. I'm in the city of the angels, and it's morning time here. It's 11:49 here, but hey, if you up and you about, it's a blessing for you to be out here, so good morning and good afternoon to you wherever you're at and anywhere out in the world, wherever you're at. You're listening to Let's Talk Better Black Life podcast. We appreciate you showing up. Like I said, yesterday we had a good podcast, man. We had a good interview with Brother Corey at I Am Comos. Good dude, man. Good dude. A lot of information he dropped, and like I said, he got even more information at his page. So go check him out. All right, today let's get into it because we got a lot to cover today. We got a lot to talk about. I've been hearing a lot of these topics all week where people been going off on the fact that they have women in their lives that are, causing them stress and extra money and all kind of stuff like that. So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about why. What's the problem? How come women are not acting right? And how are we getting into these situations? And I'm gonna tell you, and when I tell you, the only thing you're gonna be able to say is, man, you know what? I don't like what he's saying, but it's the truth. It may not like what he's saying, but it's the truth. We're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna get real heavy about it. So let me get started. You guys know my format, so let me tell you what's coming up. Let me tell you what's coming up so y'all can know exactly what's happening. Coming up, we're gonna have the news, the hit parade, the Black History Minute, your money, and then we're gonna have the lead topic, and then we're gonna get into it. Okay. So, without being further ado, let's get into the news. This topic is kind of hitting on. This news article is kind of hitting on what we're going to be talking about today, right? Kanye West is continuing his quest to win back the affections of Kim Kardashian 8 months after news broke that the reality star was filing for divorce. On November 26th, the rapper shared an old photo originally posted by Kim Kardashian to her Instagram stories back in 2019. The photo featured West and Kardashian kissing in matching sweatsuits. Oh boy. Over the photo, West added a TMZ headline reading, Kanye West says God will bring Kim and him back together and inspire millions. West tagged the publication as well as his ex-wife. The article West referenced in detailed the speech he gave while dropping off meals at the LA Mission on November 24th. The narrative God wants is to see that we can be redeemed in all these relationships. West said, per people, We made mistakes. I made mistakes. I publicly done things that were not acceptable as a husband. But right now, today, for whatever reason, I didn't know I was going to be in front of this mic, but I'm here to change the narrative. While denouncing the narrative pushed by Keeping with the Kardashian Networks, Hulu, and E, West added, if the enemy can separate Kimmy, there's going to be millions of families that feel like the separation is okay. But when God brings Kimmy together, there's going to be millions of families that are going to be influenced to see that they can overcome the work of the separation of trauma the devil has used to capitalize to keep people in misery while people step over homeless people to go to the Gucci store. According to People, West also shared that he moved into a house near his family. He feels he needs to be back home. Holy smokes. Kanye West and Kim Kardashian got married in 2014 and share 4 children, 8-year-old North, 5-year-old Saint, 3-year-old Chicago, and 2-year-old Psalm. News broke in February 2021 that Kardashian filed for divorce. Hi. 8 months later, West first shared his determination to reconcile in early November, following rumors that Kardashian may be dating Saturday Night Live comedian Pete Davidson. Oh boy. Gets uglier and uglier. SNL making my wife say I divorced him on TV. They just wanted to get that bar off. West said on the Drink Champs podcast per People, I ain't never seen the papers. We're not even divorced, he later added. That ain't no joke to me. My kids want their parents to stay together. I want us to be together. Kardashian and Davidson have since confirmed their relationship. And appear to be getting more serious, while West reportedly unfollowed his ex-wife on Instagram. Pete and Kim are really happy and seeing where it goes, a source recently told E! Online. Pete has told her he doesn't want to see anyone else. Kardashian reportedly feels the same, with the source continuing. She is telling people they aren't super serious, but she isn't seeing anyone else. She's trying not to make a big deal about it, but is super into him. Kim is smitten over him, and it's very exciting to her. In case you needed the point driven home, the source told E! He makes her laugh the entire time they are together, and she is completely enthralled by him. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Now, the question is, why is Kanye West trying to get back with Kim Kardashian? He was off the plantation, down the road, free. Boat waiting for him at the dock to carry him back to his homeland. Allegedly. Why is he trying to get back with Kim Kardashian? What sense does that make? See, unfortunately, it is common knowledge that Kanye West has some mental disturbances in his brain. Why would you want to now that your wife, your soon-to-be ex-wife, is going to be is involved with another man? Now you want her back? Does that make any sense? Let me see what y'all got to say. Well, got another troll. Let me just go ahead and block him. That's that. Okay. Let me try another troll. Let me go ahead and block that. Easy money, man. Easy money. These trolls don't realize, man, they are gone with one button. They are gone, man. All right. Well, I can't get rid of this particular thing you did here, but that's all right. I'll figure out something. Yeah, let's put you in timeout, partner. All right. What is Kanye West doing? Well, first of all, let's take a look at the situation. And it's going to be part of the topic that I'm talking about today. First of all, he selected a woman that already had a public sexual history that was public, right? He tried to hang in there. He tried to, be in a relationship with this woman and further see if he could stay in a relationship with her. But it was hard because when you're with a woman who has a public sexual record, you're going to be held to the standard that everyone else is, right? All those other guys, you're going to be held to their standard, right? Sister Wanda, hey, bro, Clarence, Kanye wasn't the one who filed for divorce, so it may be natural. He's trying to get back. I feel for him. You know what, Sister Wanda, you're right. You know what I mean? But my point is, they already tried to lock him up once. They tried to lock the brother up. He left because they tried to lock him up. They tried to institutionalize the brother. They tried to get him committed. What do you think is going to happen again? And do you think, Sister Wanda, or anyone else out there, Sister Don, you guys think that he's operating on a right mental path? If she has moved on with his life, she has moved on with her life. She is dating this Saturday Night Live guy, Pete Davidson. I don't have nothing against Pete Davidson, but we all know, any of us that's grown know, that's not going to last. She is just using him to alleviate the pain of the situation that's going on currently around her, right? He's using her for sex, and she's using him for to alleviate that pain. So it's working out for everybody right now, right? But as a mom, her situation, once the cut the judge makes the clear cut, boom, in the divorce, then it's gonna get real for Pete Davidson. What you gonna do now, player? What you gonna do now? Now you got a serious situation to deal with. You got to deal with her children, her family, all of this other stuff. You got to deal with Kanye. You think Kanye's going anywhere? He got 4 children with this lady. Kanye's not going nowhere. He's gonna always be in the picture. You're gonna have to deal with that. And you're gonna have to deal with the paparazzi. How you gonna deal with all that? I mean, you really gonna try to make a life with Kim Kardashian? You just can't do it. It's not no possible way to do it. If Kanye West can't do it, how is little Pete Davidson gonna do it? And Kanye West got the children; those are his children, and he can't do it. We all know, most of us, we all know that Pete Davidson is just along for the ride right now. He's just Mr. Right Now, right? He's just he's like Spackle. He's just filling in the gaps right now. Eventually, she gonna move paint right over him, move right on, right? I don't know where she's gonna go, but you're not gonna do no better than Kanye West. That's for sure. She's not gonna do any better than Kanye West. But it's not even about her. It's about him. It's about Kanye. Dude, you're off the plantation. You're gone. You gonna run back onto the plantation? What are you doing? You don't need her money. What is it? What is it? See, but it's part of what I'm talking about today. When we talk about finding a good woman, I ain't got nothing to say. I'm saying that Kim Kardashian is not a good woman. She made some mistakes. We all have. I'm not saying she's not a good woman, but her sexual market value isn't that high anymore. She's older. She's got 4 children. She's been bagged and tagged, even though she's doing good work. She's doing good work, man. She got a bunch of dudes, you know, off of death row, man. Off of death row, got them out, got them off of death row, out of jail for crimes they didn't commit. They proved that they didn't commit them. So she's doing good work. I'm not saying she's a bad person. What I'm saying is Kanye West is making a mistake trying to go back to somebody like that. Let me say something. When people prove to you that they're willing to lock you up, or they gonna, and maybe Kim Kardashian will lock him up for his own health, his own safety. Who knows? But it was his perception. How did he perceive it? He perceived it like, hey, man, they're trying to lock me up. If you perceive that, and it was unwarranted, if it's unwarranted, what can he do? Sister Wanda, you know what? You have a point. She will not find anybody higher than Kanye. Might as well get back together. I don't know about getting back together with Kanye West, but she won't do better than him. Just like Vanessa Bryant. Where's she going to go from here? It's only downhill from here. You know what I mean? A woman that has a man that, that at that level, at that height, where are you going from here? Typically, you're going to have to get on the down escalator. Right? I don't know about that getting back together, Sister Wanda. I don't know about that. Sister Wanda, Elizabeth Taylor remarried Richard Burton. They divorced again. That's what I'm saying, Sister Wanda. That's what I'm saying. See, you got to know who you dealing with. You got to know who you dealing with. There's a book. There's a good book called The 48 Laws of Power. There's a good book called The 48 Laws of Power. Very good book. One of the laws in that book says you got to know who you dealing with. You need to know who you dealing with before you get involved with somebody, or do business with them, or whatever, get in any type of situation with them. You need to know who you dealing with, right? You don't want to offend the wrong person. You don't want to step out there and say something to somebody and find out that, ooh, you made a boo-boo, right? You got to know who you're dealing with. So if Kanye West, you know who you dealing with. Kim Kardashian know who she's dealing with Kanye West. She said, this dude is crazy. He's off his rocker. I mean, I can't hang with somebody like that. She want to have fun, so she got to go. Like most women that divorce, they will usually go to the kitty lot, and they will go to the kitty lot and get one of these young dudes that's just gonna, drill the husband, the memory of the husband out of him, right? Because they just gonna jackhammer him to death, right? But ultimately, it never really gonna turn to a relationship, because how can a guy like Pete Davidson understand managing billions of dollars? The guy can't understand dealing with something like that and maneuvering through life with millions of dollars and cameras in your face everywhere you go. Pete knows a little bit about that, but not like he knows about it like the Kardashians know about it. They had cameras in their faces. They was babies. Yeah. Sister Enya, peace, Elder Clarence. Hope you and your family doing well. I hope the same for you, Sister Enya, and not only the same for you, I hope better than you. I hope you're doing better than that. Peace to the chat. Sister Enya, I'm listening. I'm taking care of the youngins, though. Yeah, no problem, Sister Enya. I know y'all be doing all kind of different stuff. That's why I don't, try to keep the cursing down and try to keep those stuff. I know you guys be washing dishes, and cooking, and all. I understand, you know what I mean, or driving in the car or whatever. I get it. So, I try to look out for you, Sister Enya. So we were just talking about Kanye West trying to get back with Kim Kardashian. I think it's absolutely a ridiculous situation. Kanye West should not be involved in that situation. In my opinion, he should leave her alone, let her go live her life, go get him a young girl somewhere, or a bunch of young girls. You don't have to have sex with them, but you can at least go out with different women. You can go out with different people. Some people going to not want to date you no more. They only going to go out with you one time. Once they find out you're not having sex with them, they ain't going to want to go out with you. I'm talking about women. There's women that try to get you in the bed as quick as a man. Once they find out you ain't dealing like that, that's the only time they'll just go out with you that one time, and that's it. No big deal. It's no big deal. Sex only counts on a Fresh and Fit podcast, man. You got to have, you know what I'm saying? That's where they got a clicker right there. Okay, you had sex with this many women. Click, 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 click. Oh, you haven't had sex with 30 women. Click, click, click. Okay, well, then you can't be on our program then. If you can't have, this ain't Fresh and Fit. The rest of us is dealing with reality. The rest of us is dealing with reality. It's not healthy, safe, or mentally stable to try to be having sex with a bunch of different women indiscriminately in today's bio situation. It's just not safe. It's not safe. We're going to talk about all of that. But let me move on, y'all. Let me move on because we got a lot to get to. Sister Wanda said, yep, I'm cooking. I said, yeah, you're right, Sister Wanda. Go ahead and handle that business. Whoever handle that business. And tell your cousin she need to be cooking too. She want to get a man. Tell her to start cooking. Man, let me tell you something. You know what will trump sex, trumps looks, trumps almost everything to a man? Cooking. You are a good cook. I don't care what you look like. Eventually, there will be a man will end up at your door. I don't care what you look like. You know what I mean? If you can cook well and you have a decent disposition, you ain't have to worry about nothing. Now, I'm not saying you can cook and then you just be a bad person and treat people miserably. No. You got a decent personality. You don't have to be Beyonce. All you have to do is cook a good meal. It's a lost art today. It's a lost art. Anyway, let me move on, y'all. Because I'm actually talking myself into my next topic, my lead topic today. Okay, y'all, we on the hit parade. Berkeley High knew for 15 years of allegations of chemistry teacher actually harassed students. Okay, y'all, see, I keep telling y'all, you guys got children. You guys got these children. You're sending them to school. I don't care. It used to be the public school had all these people in it. Now we finding out that they everywhere. These kind of creeps is everywhere. Jumping on, manipulating the children. They everywhere. That's why you got to talk to your children and break it down to them. At Berkeley High School, in March 2015, Berkeley High chemistry teacher Matthew Bissell received a 10-page letter from his principal, Christian Glitchner, stating that his pattern of unprofessional conduct, including ogling female students in low-cut blouses and making inappropriate remarks, constituted for grounds of dismissal. So why didn't they fire him? When that stuff started popping off? Why didn't they fire this cat? Right? Sister Wanda, she doesn't cook, poor thing. Oh man, listen, Sister Wanda, your cousin don't cook. She ain't having sex, and she gonna have you hungry. You gonna be sexually frustrated and hungry. She can forget about it. You know what she need to do, Sister Wanda? I'm gonna tell you the truth. What she need to do? She need to go work at the voting booth. Just go work at the voting booth. Go volunteer at the voting booth. Get you one of those turtleneck sweaters and just go work in the voting booth. Yes, go right there to that. Go right over here. Pick up one of those and take it and put it in. That's what you need to do. Ain't no man gonna be with no woman where he ain't having sex and he ain't having nothing to eat. Man, that is. I don't understand how she feels like that's a winning combination. That is a super losing combination. Super losing. I don't understand. I don't care how good you look. A woman that cook will win in the long run. A woman that can cook will win in a good disposition. She'll win in the long run. Care how good you look. But we're gonna get into that. Let me finish this story about the hit parade. Yeah, so it was the first time Bissell now being sued by a former student, Rachel Phillips, who says he repeatedly sexually assaulted her from 1999 to 2003. We'll see, what is it? It's 2021. That is 18 years ago. Why she didn't pull the trigger 18 years ago? Holy smokes. Was formally reprimanded by a school administrator for sex harassment, but district officials had long been aware of his alleged misbehavior. Vice Principal Matt Huxley raised concerns about Bissell ogling students around 2006, according to the letter, and Vice Principal Amy Frey had told him not to comment on girls' appearances or make inappropriate jokes multiple times between 2008 and 2010. Bissell would be reprimanded at least twice more by Vice Principal Felicia Phillips in March 2016 and by Vice Principal Tanya Coleman in May 2018. But Berkeley High was only able to get rid of him last winter. This information came to light in 25 pages of Bissell's disciplinary act. 25 pages, of Bissell's disciplinary record. The Berkeley Unified School District released them on November 11, 4 months after Berkeley's first requested them under the Public Records Act, and only after Berkeley side threatened to sue the district for not complying with the request. The files describe a teacher who engaged in sexualized behavior throughout his 24-year career. And a revolving door of administrators who have, for at least 15 of those years, heard generations of students complain about this behavior. But as far as BUSD records show, investigated it just twice, and imposed no punishment beyond a series of reprimands and the assigning of a single sexual harassment training before removing Bissell from the classroom in February. Why are we talking about this? See, people say, Clarence, why you have the hit parade? Why do you do that? I do that to show the dangers on both sides. Men, you cannot be out there. You think you can, especially you guys that work around minors. You cannot be, just because they look like a woman and they move like a woman, they're not a woman. They're still a little kid mentally. You cannot be jumping. You can't. See, there's something wrong with our society where men think it's okay to deal like this. You know what I mean? This woman is not. This is a little girl. But on the other side, she didn't say nothing for 18 years. 18 years, she didn't say anything. Now all of a sudden, bam. Now she pulling the trigger. She actually suing the guy. The student that was harassed all them years ago is now pulling the trigger. So what are you saying, Clarence? You saying she shouldn't have pulled the trigger? No, what I'm saying is you should have pulled the trigger when it happened. But she was scared, Clarence. She didn't know. She was scared. She was petrified. She didn't want to hurt the guy. I know that, but it's better to pull the trigger when things happen. People's memories are better. Everything is, if you wait, people's memories are not that good. And then it's easier for the people defending this person to say, how do you know? Can you prove it? How can you prove? I mean, it's harder to prove. It's easier to prove for this guy, for this situation, because he got such a long record of doing it. But my point is, it's going to be a situation where you could have just said something a long time ago. But I'm saying this to the men. See, y'all playing with your life. Mess with these girls, mess with these women. It's not like it used to be where a woman you just can expect a woman to just take it on the chin and just keep on stepping. That is not the case anymore. That's why y'all need to just stop. I need to just stop. Sister Juana, I feel like she has a chance because she has no children. The man won't have to compete with any of the children, compete with any other man. Sister Juana, let me tell you something. A woman that can't cook is as useless as a second thumb on the same hand. It's just useless. She's useless. Yeah, but Brother Clarence, she's really a nice person. She's so sweet. I don't care how sweet you are. I don't care how sweet you are. If I'm not going to have sex, if I'm not going to be able to have sex with you, plus I'm going to be hungry. Can you please share with me, Sister Wanda, how a man is going to win in that situation? What man is going to feel like there's something there to have? And you know which one he want the most? The average man would want the most is the food. He can get sex anywhere. It's easy to get sex. It's harder to get somebody who cares enough about you that they will be cooking food for you every day. That's hard. That's hard to find. A woman that's going to make sure that you have eaten and trying to make sure that, they will make sure they cook, not just be like, oh, did you stop by McDonald's and get yourself something to eat? No, that ain't going to get it. Yeah, well, pick me up. I was dating this woman one time, and she had so many red flags, and but when you're young, you don't see those red flags immediately. You don't see red flags immediately. You see them as obstacles, right? You see them as obstacles instead of seeing them as circumstances. There's a difference between an obstacle and a circumstance. An obstacle, you can try to figure your way around an obstacle or removing an obstacle. You can remove a circumstance is out of your control, right? That's when this woman has a thinking process you can't control her thinking process. If she saw her mother spend all this time cooking, cleaning, everything, and the father cheating on her and everything, in her mind, she's going to say, the reason why he's cheating is because she's doing all this. She don't know what actually was going on behind the scenes. She think, oh, the reason why he cheated on her is because she was doing all this cooking. She was submitting. So her submission is what got her dogged out, when they don't even know how to really do the math and say, nobody is going to cheat on you for submitting to them. There's going to be other things in the background going on that you don't see, right? Like your computer. You see what you type in, but you don't see the processes that's going on in the background to make that happen, right? But a lot of women think like that. Oh, I see my mother. My mother did everything for my father. My father still cheated on her, or my father still left her, right? But not even going to ask the man, why did you leave? What exactly happened to make you leave? Maybe it was some other stuff going on that you didn't even know about, right? Maybe, like the lead attorney said, A lot of stuff going on you don't even know about. Your parents, you have no clue. Some things that went on between me and my wife, my sons have no clue about none of that stuff. the different little learning moments, teaching moments that we had. You don't know nothing about that. Right? Anyway, Juana, I'm telling you, I'm telling all the women out there, any woman that thinks I can dig not having sex indiscriminately with just different men, that I can dig. I can get with that. Okay, that's no problem. That is, you're gonna turn a lot of guys off with that, but the guys you turning off are the guys you need to be turning off. So that is no problem. I get that. But you got to show a guy how he's going to win other than sex. That's what most women don't do. Most women say, you got to marry me for me to show you how you going to win. You would there's no other place that you could gamble like that except in the casino. There's no other place you can make that kind of gamble where they're going to tell you, hey, you got 75% odds of losing. You're going to lose 75% of the time. Your odds of this marriage making it past 10 years is 25%. Right? Where would you go when you had odds of winning 25% of the time? Right? But they tell you, hey, push all your chips in here. You got a 25% chance of winning. Push all your chips in. And maybe we'll do what you want us to do. Maybe you might win. That's what you're telling men. You're telling the man, hey, I'll do this for you if you put a ring on my finger. If you put a ring on my finger. No, I need to know how I'm going to win now. Why would I put a ring on your finger? I don't even know how I'm going to win. I don't get it. I don't get what women are thinking when they do when they do that. When they put that kind of information out there. I don't get it. I feel for your cousin, Sister Juana. I feel for her. She needs to really have some get some direction from somebody. I know she would never in a billion years listen to me, but she need to listen to somebody. Maybe she'll listen to you, Sister Juana. You could tell her, hey, this is how you need to do this. If you have no children, that is a plus. That's the only plus you got going on. If you want a man to be around you and you're not having sex and you don't cook, those are huge, huge red flags. Huge red flags to a man. Those are huge red flags. There's no point in even moving forward. Most men are going to want to go out with you just to have casual sex with you. They're not even looking for relationships anymore, most of them. Now they know already they're not going to be able to have casual sex with you. So maybe they might decide, okay, well, is she fun or is she what else does she got to offer? Nothing. Because she don't cook either. You don't cook. That's like we say, there's a man out here. He ain't having sex with nobody, but he ain't got no job. He ain't got no job and he can't fix nothing around the house. You get a flat tire, you better have AAA because this man ain't gonna be able to do nothing for you. You're gonna be like, what? I wouldn't. And then the man that ain't got no job, he don't have no job, he can't do nothing around the house. He say, I might start doing some of that stuff if you marry me. You gotta marry me so I can do that kind of stuff for you. But that's what you tell the men. Anyway, let's move on down the line, y'all. Let's move on down the line. We got a lot of stuff to get to. We got a lot of stuff to unpack. All right, where we at now? Where are we at now, ladies and gentlemen? With the Black History Minute, do you guys see now that, well, you don't see it now because a lot of women have weaves and wigs and stuff, but back in the 70s and 80s and before, we used to have stuff that helped us manage our hair. And so that started from the first woman millionaire. First female millionaire was a black woman named Madam C.J. Walker. And she was known for hair care products, particularly for African-American women. But let's get into it. Madam C.J. Walker was born Sarah Breedlove in 1867 to parents who had been enslaved. She spent years as a struggling washerwoman, as well as a person that washed people's clothes for them, but later achieved fame and fortune by creating a hair care line for black women. Walker was a talented promoter who often varied the story of how she came up with her products, but we know she was inspired by her own hair loss and a desire to serve the needs of other African American women. Walker's own hair loss prompted Walker to seek a cure. In the 1890s, Walker began to lose her hair. Her work as a laundress likely contributed to this problem as it exposed her to harsh lye soap, dirt, and hot steam. Yet she was far from the only black woman to experience hair loss at the time. Many families lived without indoor plumbing, so regular shampooing wasn't possible, and problems like lice and pollutants went untreated. Inadequate nutrition also made it difficult to maintain healthy hair. In addition, many of the products used by black women, such as a preparation made with ox marrow, likely damaged hair and scalp. Some women wore head wraps to hide their bald patches, but Walker didn't want to follow that path. One thing, such attire would mark her lower social status at a time when she sought to elevate herself. Plus, it was natural to desire full health of healthy hair, so she instead embarked on a search for a cure for hair loss. Walker was living in St. Louis when she began trying to solve her hair loss issues. Her brothers worked as barbers in the city, which meant she could turn to them for some hair care know-how. However, they weren't experts on women's hair and scalp diseases, so she had to try out home remedies. In addition, she joined her experience as a washerwoman and what she had learned about the properties of cleaners like lye soap. Products she could buy were another resource for Walker, though at the time, few items were tailored to the curls and texture of black women's hair. But Annie Turnbull's Pearl line of hair care was different. Turnbull was a black woman who arrived in St. Louis ahead of the 1904 World's Fair, where she would promote her hair care products and methods. Around 1903, Walker began to use Turnbull's products like the Great Wonderful Hair Grower. Walker's hair problems apparently benefited from this care. She ended up being a Poro sales agent. Ay. Walker eventually came up with her own line of products. In 1905, Walker headed to Denver to sell Poro products and continued to pursue her own hair care solutions. She became a cook for a pharmacist, Edwin Schultz, and who may have helped her understand the chemistry of such products. In 1906, she married Charles Joseph Walker and began to call herself Madam C.J. Walker, a name she held onto after the marriage had ended. By this time, she had developed her own formula and helped to heal scalps and spur hair growth. Walker stopped working for Turnbull, and the Madam C.J. Walker Manufacturing Company started selling Madam C.J. Walker's Wonderful Hair Grower in 1906. Ingredients included precipitated sulfur, copper sulfate, beeswax, petroleum, like petroleum jelly, coconut oil, and violet extract perfume to cover the sulfurous smell. Walker once explained the formula. A hair grower came to her in a dream. God answered my prayer. One night I had a dream, and in a dream, a big black man appeared to me and told me what to mix up for my hair. Some of the remedy was grown in Africa, but I sent for it, mixed it, and put it on my scalp. In a few weeks, my hair was coming in faster than it had ever fallen out. I tried it on my friends. It helped them. I made up my mind I would begin to sell it. Yet Walker had simply adapted her formula, her employer's formula. Her creation was called Madam Walker's Wonderful Hair Grower, close name with Turnbow's Wonderful Hair Grower. Both products contain sulfur used to treat dandruff and other scalp conditions. Turnbow aggrieved enough to advertise that customers should be aware of imitation, but otherwise there was little she could do. As Elia Bundles, Walker's great grandmother and biographer, noted, if you look at medical journals, this mixture of petroleum and sulfur had been around for 100 years. Neither of these women really created this recipe. Yeah, so that's Sister Madam C.J. Walker, and she has a lot of other information here, but don't just take my word for it, okay? Don't just take my word for it. When I come here telling y'all about these black inventors and black people in history and things they've done, don't just take my word for it. You go out there and, check for yourself, okay? Dig that. Go out there and check for yourself and go out there and dig more into it. That way, when you having a conversation with somebody, you can talk about the stuff that our people have done to help not only black people, but America and the world. Let's see here. Well, let's see. Sister Juana, she will have sex after marriage, but maybe before marriage since she's over 40. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. You didn't say she's over 40. Yes, you did. You told me that the last time, Sister Juana. You said she was in her 40s. She's in her 40s. And she's in her 40s. She's not cooking. And she's not having sex. How is she going to reel somebody in to marry her, Sister Juana? How? You're not showing a man how he's going to win with having sex with you or without having sex with you. How is a man supposed to feel like he's going to win in that situation? And the guy that actually will try to marry her, is she going to be attracted to that type of dude? Because a high profile dude moving and shaking, do you think a guy moving and shaking is going to be interested in a relationship with someone over 40 that's not having sex, that can't cook? She better learn how to do something. She better learn how to do something quick. And I think the best thing she can do right now, not even the sex, cooking. You need to learn how to get, like Kevin Samuels said, you need to get you a cookbook. She need like 3 of them. And she need to start making some stuff, learning how to cook. Men don't want to be with a woman that can't cook. They'll deal with it, but they'll look at this person. This ain't a keeper. She can't cook. She ain't a keeper. They try to have sex with her. Oh, but she's not having sex. Oh, well, then ain't nothing going to happen. Obviously, why, right? Obviously, she's in her 40s and nobody's asked her to marry her, right? If you get to your 40s and nobody's asked you to marry you, you got to say to yourself, I'm doing something wrong. Somebody should at least put a couple of offers on the table, right? We'll get into that. Sister Juana. Sister Don, hello, everyone, and peace, Brother Clarence. I said what's up to you in the beginning, but Sister Don, I said what's up to you. I saw that I saw the chat that you put out there. I said what's up to you, but if you want me to say what's up to you again, I never say it's never too many times, Sister Don. Hello, greetings, Sister Don. Glad you in the building, as always. As always. Sister Don, that's true. You have to have something to offer. Yeah, you gotta have something to offer, man. I mean, what else? What else are you going to? You can't say to a man, "I'm not having sex right now. I don't know how to cook. I'm over 40. But if you marry me, some mystical, magical thing is going to happen where I'm going to now be able to do all of these different things." You haven't even shown the man how he's going to win. See, men are not difficult people to deal with. They really are not. Real simple. You have to show them. You want somebody to offer to marry you, you have to show the man a peek at what he's going to be getting on the other side of that. If you're just telling him, it's like what happened, but you know what the average woman is doing? She won't show you nothing. She just says, "Hey, I want you to just offer. You should just offer to marry me. Offer me, because I think I'm awesome. You need to offer. You should be trying to offer me." That's like you walking into a casino, and the casino say, "You can only bet. You have to bet all your chips to be in this game. This is a penny game. I don't even know. I have the odds of winning are 25%. That's okay. You got to push all your chips in. You can't start with no. You got to push all your chips in to even at least play the game." Who would do that? Who walk in on a blackjack table and they say, "Hey, you got to push all your chips in to play this game"? Nobody would do that, right? But that's what women want you to do. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them. And women like your cousin, Sister Wanda. Hi. Sister Dunn, or she is going to wind up alone. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain, Sister Dunn. Trying to explain Sister Wanda's cousin. I'm trying to explain that, you got to show a man how he's going to win. You got to. I'm not saying you got to have sex with him. Sex is the last thing that should be on the list. But what do most women do? Most women use sex to trap the man. You use sex to trap the man. No, sex should be on the other side. It should be the bonus thing you get on the other side. But most women they use sex on the front end, and then they wonder, well, why is this dude offering to have sex, offering to marry me? I ain't cooking no food for him. I ain't bringing nothing for him for lunch. And when I do bring food for him, I bring it from another restaurant. I bring it from people that don't love him up to him. The best way you can get a man is home cooked meals. That's the best way to get a man on your team is home cooked. But I know, right? But Clarence, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? It's 2021. Ain't nobody got time to be cooking at home. That's why you there by yourself. You hitting up DoorDash and Uber Eats, and that's why you there by yourself. And that's how come little by little you putting on that extra weight, and the guys are going to say to themselves, you know what? She's good for a fun time, but if I really need to marry somebody, I need somebody that can cook. I need somebody that can do the things that I need done. See, women don't think about it like that. Women don't think about what would a man need to see from me in order to offer me a contract, a lifetime contract. What would he need to see from me to offer me a lifetime contract? What are you putting on the table? What is he getting ready to see? Oh, I ain't putting nothing on the table. I'm not going to do nothing until you marry me. And when you marry me, that's when I'm a magically abracadabra. Now I can undo all this stuff for you. I got news for you. The average guy is smart enough to realize if you ain't doing it now, you probably ain't going to do it for too long after you get married. Average guy got enough sense to see that. Sister Don, laugh out loud. I had walked away for a moment. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Sister Don. I get you. You know what I'm saying? But I still love y'all. I still love you. I'm not. I understand you guys got things to do. I know most of you guys gonna catch it on the replay. It's like I did that live stream yesterday. We only had 12 views when we got done with it. Now it's got over 100. So I know most of you guys gonna catch this on the replay. So that's cool. It's no problem. Do what you got to do. I appreciate you showing up. You, Sister Don, Sister Wana, and whoever else is in here. I appreciate y'all for showing up. Give me a drive-by like. Give me, a drive-by like. If you can't stay, Sister Inya, just drive-by like, bam, cool. And, you go on about your business. And then when you get a minute to actually sit down and listen to what I'm saying, then you can stop and see what I'm saying. But the reason why you saying all this stuff, Brother Clarence, because I want women to win. I want women to win. I want as many women that's willing to treat a man right to win. But a lot of women don't know what they need to do to win. You don't really know what you need to do to win. You think being sexual that's how you win. I just get this dude in the bed, then I'll run this program on him, a full court press on him. He won't have I'll have him. No, you only have him as long as somebody else don't want a better full court press. The best full court press you can do for a dude, I'm gonna tell you, the number 1 and 2 things you can do for a guy if you really want to be offered a lifetime contract, because marriage is supposedly a lifetime contract, right? You want somebody to offer you a lifetime contract? Learn how to cook, wash his clothes. If you do those 2 things before you get married, you won't have to have sex. You won't have to have sex with anyone. You won't. And then the last thing you need to do is learn how to slowly build sexual tension. Learn how to slowly build sexual tension. Man, if you can build sexual tension, you can cook, and you washing his clothes, you a keeper. You're a keeper. And you have a decent attitude, you're a keeper. But what do the average woman do? The average woman wants to look like they want to be able to build sexual tension just off of you physically looking at her. Because why? She want to be able to act any kind of way. She want to be as masculine as she can be, but at the same time have you stuck in a feminine position by getting stuck on the sexual tension that her appearance is creating in your brain. Right? No. Most men ain't gonna look at it that way. Most men ain't gonna look at it that way. But dig that, man. That's we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into the lead topic. We're almost there, y'all. We're almost there, family. Hold on. Sister Don, did I say greetings to you enough? I said to you in the front, I said to you in the middle. I don't want you to think I'm leaving you out. All right. All right. You stepped away. Well, I'm just telling you good morning, Sister Don, in case you step away again, right? Okay, y'all. Let's move on to the job of the week. You know I love you, Sister Don. Let's move on to the job of the week, y'all. The job of the week. Let's see. All right. STEMC job of the week is financial advisor. What is a financial advisor? Financial advisors meet with clients and counsel them on their finances. This could mean sitting down and creating budgets to firming up retirement plans and giving advice about investing. Financial advisors also can invest a client's funds and meet with them regularly to discuss their investments. Some are also licensed to sell insurance. Many times, financial advisors help plan a safe, comfortable future for their clients, but they're also called upon when the unexpected occurs. Perhaps an aging parent suddenly requires a live-in nurse, a couple plans on divorcing, or a child needs to transfer to an expensive private school. Financial advisors may step in and make sense of all these fiscal troubles and create a plan for moving forward. It's an exciting time to be a financial advisor. Since several decades ago, the position didn't really exist. You were either a stockbroker or a community banker or even in insurance sales. According to James Kinney, a certified financial planner and founder of the New Jersey-based Financial Pathways. However, financial advisors perform all these roles and from small independent practices to big investment firms. Okay, so you can see you could be a financial advisor, excuse me. So here's the big question. How much does a financial advisor make? Financial advisors made a median salary of $87,850 in 2019. The best paid 25% made $154,480 that year, while the lowest paid 25% made $57,780 that year. How to become a financial advisor? To become a financial advisor, you need financial expertise and a desire to help people. Here's how to get started. Earn a bachelor's degree. Financial advisors often study finance, accounting, other business-related major to prepare for this job, but you can choose from a broad range of degrees. Increasingly, universities have begun offering financial planning degrees too. Train on the job. Financial advisors spend a lot of time on the job learning from experienced senior advisors, particularly on how to develop and grow their client base. Become licensed. The certified financial planner certification examination is required to become a CFP, a distinction that looks good to employers and clients. You need a bachelor's degree and at least 3 years of relevant work experience to take the exam. Get an advanced degree. Many financial advisors pursue a master's degree. Areas of study may include finance or business administration. Obtaining an advanced degree can help financial advisors move into senior level roles. You can also acquire other designations if you want to specialize in a certain area of financial planning. Okay, y'all. So that's a financial advisor. So you can be a financial advisor. So your children, if they looking to get into some type of work, financial advising is a good, you don't want them to think that anything is too high above their head. Sister Don, I know I'm silly, Sister Don. I got a wife to tell me that already. I know. I know. Yeah, financial advising. No, that's not what I want to see. Financial advisor. Yeah, they can be a financial advisor. You know what I mean? And they can look it up and they can go see what needs to be done, what classes they got to take. And that's a good gig. Like I said, top pay is what, and that ain't even the top pay. I think it's the top pay but if you really grind, you could probably make twice that easy. And if you get really high level clients, you can make well over $1 million, I believe. So simple. So simple. But hey, like I said, check it out for yourself. Being a financial advisor, dig that. Helping people put their money to work for them and trying to help them have a good retirement. Dig that. That's always a good thing, right? Okay. Now we talked about everything we talked about, and now it's time for us to get to the lead topic. What's our lead topic today? Our lead topic is the dangers of having unprotected sex without looking for red flags. The dangers of having unprotected sex without looking for red flags. What do I mean? What are you talking about, Brother Clarence? What are you talking about? What do I mean? What do I mean when I say, hey, you looking for you having unprotected sex without looking for red flags? Well, most of us, let's be honest, most of us that are having sex are out here, especially unmarried. We're out here, so I should have said premarital sex. Most of us out here having premarital sex, unprotected premarital sex, are just looking for casual sex. We're not looking to procreate. Most, especially the guys. The guys most of the time are not looking to procreate. They're looking to have unprotected premarital sex for the purpose of pleasure, not for the purpose of bringing on a new life, right? However, since sex, the number one purpose for it is to bring new life, sometimes they ring the bell. Is that right? So if you ring the bell, it means you're going to bring in a new life into this world, right? But did you really want that new life? Right? Did you really want this child that's coming? In most cases, the men know, right? In most cases, the men know. So the men, they want to have sex, but they don't want the child, right? Same problems the Greeks and the Romans had, right? Greeks and the Romans tried to solve this problem by finding different ways of having sex, and whether it was with children or whether with animals, or whether it was some type of way where they could have sex with people and not have to worry about a child being born, right? They didn't even want the chance of it to be born, right? So they came up with pedophilia, they came up with homosexuality, they came up with bestiality. They came up with these. Those are the three main ways. Homosexuality we can dig because, at least that's adults being with adults. But everything else is, excuse me, not so good, right? Sister Don, true. People looking for fun, but unprotected sex is too risky. Pregnancy, disease, etc. You hear me what I'm saying, Sister Don? It's just too much going on in today's world to be having unprotected sex, premarital sex. But the number one thing is, like you said, the pregnancies, the unwanted children, the children that are unwanted, right? The man don't want it, and then sometimes even the women don't want the child, but they're too late. The bell has already been rung. So what do? They go get a baby murder, right? Or what they call it, an abortion, but I'm calling it what it really is, a baby murder, right? It's the only murder that you can walk away from, and you won't be charged for that murder because it's a baby murder, right? So the courts don't look at the baby. They don't look at God's handiwork at conception. God says this thing is alive. This is a human being at conception. The people say, no, it's not alive. A man say it's not alive. Therefore, it can be murdered, and it's not no problem. It is what it is. But what's the point? The point is the focus of our people, the focus of the people is on having pleasure. Pleasure is the focus. That's the focus. People working their whole lives and working just so they can have premarital sex, unprotected premarital sex. A very risky business, very risky lifestyle to live in 2021 to have unprotected premarital sex. It's so many bad things can happen out of that, right? So many bad things. Well, what are some of the bad things that can happen? You can have an unwanted child. You can produce a child that you don't want, especially men. How, man? How, Brother Clarence, can you produce a child that no one wants? Here's how. You produce a child that no one wants because I've done this before. I'm gonna break down the science behind and the mathematics behind how this happens. Okay. When you as a man, you give your sperm to a woman. Once you give it to the woman, it's not your possession anymore. It's her possession. And she can do with it she can use it for its intended purpose. She can use it for the intended purpose. And its intended purpose was fertilize female egg. Because it's not your possession anymore. It's not your possession anymore. But it's going to be, since it's your gene pool, you're going to be responsible for the care and maintenance of this child. If I don't have possession of the sperm and she has control of it, I shouldn't be asked to take care of something, especially if I said I didn't want it. It's too late. Upon conception, it's too late. It's too late. And a woman can use your sperm to create the baby. She can use your sperm. Once you relinquish possession of your sperm, she can use it for its intended purpose. And its intended purpose is to fertilize female eggs. It's not so here you go, ooh, ah! That's not the intended purpose. That's a side effect, a byproduct of you releasing that sperm. We all on the same page? We good? All right. So if the female takes that sperm and uses it for its intended purpose is fertilizing female eggs. She takes that sperm and fertilizes the egg. Now we have a fertilized egg. We have a living being in her body. She decides to keep this. She don't want to go. You do the Hail Mary on her. Hey, I'm going to school. I'm in my third year at Morehouse. And if you have this baby now, I have to drop out and get a job. And you do the Hail Mary on her, and she decides I'm going to keep this baby anyway. So now she decides to keep the baby, even though you really don't want to be in a relationship with her. You may not even really want to be in a relationship with this child. It's an unwanted child, right? On both ends, it wasn't intended. You didn't intend to create this child. It was unwanted. It was unwanted, undesired. It was an accident, or not accident, but it wasn't what you wanted to do. You wanted to just have casual sex for the pleasure, but the side effect of your casual sex is you rang the bell, and now she have a life in her, and she's going to keep it. What are some of the things that can happen to you if she keeps that life? Number one, child support. Child support. Child support. You want to take care of a child, you gonna have to pay child support for a child you didn't even want. You don't want to see, you don't want to be connected to it. Unfortunately, that's how a lot of guys are. But you got child support now you got to pay. Depending on the woman, you could, and depending on your lifestyle, the woman might take you back to court every year. Right? Children don't get no cheaper to take care of. Right? Every year they get more expensive to take care of, right? You should expect, if you're paying child support, woman's gonna probably take you back every 4 or 5 years. A 2-year-old child don't eat the same as a 6-year-old child. 6-year-old child eats way more than a 2-year-old child. And a 12-year-old eats way more than a 6-year-old. And a 15-year-old boy, he eats more than everybody in the house. We used to have to tell my sons, hey, hold on. Pop's got to get something to eat. You can't send this man out here to go work for everything and y'all eat it all up and don't leave him nothing. My wife used to have to make me a plate and push it to the side because they would just eat everything. She'd make my plate first. She'd make everything, cook it all, and then make me a plate to the side and push it to the side. And let them Negroes get in there and do whatever. and they wouldn't leave a scrap of nothing in there. My wife said, "Don't touch this plate. This plate is for that man. Don't touch it." Right? But you're gonna have to pay child support. What else could happen? You could have to pay in California. I live in California. California is one of 10 states where you can pay palimony. If you live with a woman, even for a day, you can pay palimony. What's palimony? Palimony. Let me get you the definition of palimony right now. Palimony. Palimony. Well, basically, I had it here. Here we go. Palimony. Compensation made by one member of an unmarried couple to the other after separation. Huh? All you got to do is live with a woman for one day, and she can consider that a common law marriage, and you will have to pay palimony. What's palimony? Well, alimony is when you're getting compensated and you've been married. Palimony is when you're getting compensation and you haven't been formally, legally married. But the state will compensate this woman anyway if she can show that she has been benefiting from your participation in her life, paying some of her bills, anything like that. And then you decide, I don't want to be with you no more. And you tell her, oh, I'm not going to pay you half of this rent here anymore. She can go to court and say, hey, this man was paying half the rent there. That's all I was able to do, all the stuff I was able to do. The court can say, okay, you got to still continue to pay that rent. 10 states, California is one of them. So be careful. That's why people tell you, don't move in with no woman if you ain't married to her. Don't move into her. Don't pay her bills. Don't do any of that. Don't do it. Because if you do it, this is what you're opening yourself up for. Alimony, palimony, child support. On top of birthdays, Christmas, other little situations throughout the year, right? Trips, vacations. You're opening yourself up to that. So these are things that can happen when you ring the bell. Even though you don't want to have nothing to do with the child, that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. And there's some places, I think Michigan is one of those places where they can just write your name on the birth. You don't even have to be there. A woman can write your name on the birth certificate. You on the hook. Now you got to spend $15,000, $20,000 on a lawyer just to go and get your name off that birth certificate, so you won't have to be able to pay that child support. It's the ugly situation. That's why you shouldn't be having unprotected premarital sex. Really shouldn't, because it's so risky. Legally, it's very risky. That's a very risky situation. Spiritually, it's just not good. But legally, you can get caught up in so many different situations. So, what are the dangers? What are the dangers? So if now we know if we have an unprotected premarital sex, we can ring the bell. We can have children with these people. We can actually have a child with somebody who's got all kind of red flags. Red flags. But see, you know what most men do? Most men think, man, I can work around this red flag. Because all I'm trying to do is have sex with her anyway. So I can just work around this red flag. Serious, hot, bang, 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 bang. What's that old movie Warning, Will Robinson. Warning, Will Robertson. You know, that's no. The robot would every time the boy was about to do something dangerous, the robot would say, "Warning, Will Robinson. Warning, Will Robinson." Right? That's what should happen to us. Right when you're about to stick it in. Warning, Will Robinson. Warning, Will Robinson. Right? Ooh, there'll be a lot less unwanted children. A lot of these children are getting mistreated because they're unwanted. That's a whole nother topic, but I'm going to get into that in a minute. So what happens when you pick a woman and you say to yourself, this woman is fine, but she got a bad attitude, but that's okay. I'm going to knock it down. I'm going to get her. I'm going to knock it down, right? So you go out there and you try to knock it down and you knock it down, but you ring the bell. Ding, 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 ding. You ring the bell. The woman decides she's going to keep this child, right? You, because all you was focused on was having sex with this woman, you wasn't focused on genetic markers that may be involved with this person. Negative genetic markers. What do I mean by negative genetic markers? Markers of defects in behavior that are negative, that are not good for community living. Right? Instead of you checking for those negative markers, you go out there and jump into bed with this person. Now you rung the bell. You rung the bell. She's going to have a baby. She's going to have a baby for you. I ain't want no baby, but, you know, I'm going to take care of my child. I'm going to take care of my child. You didn't take the time to look and see if this woman had an evil streak in her. You didn't take the time to look and make sure this woman didn't have a mean streak in her. You didn't take the time to look and look for red flags. Genetic defects, mental genetic defects. You didn't look for those genetic defects because she put herself together so well. When you saw her in the club, you was like, man, she looks so good. I gotta have her. I gotta take her down. Right? You took her down. Now she had a baby for you. Now you can't, she's giving you problems. She's what they call a baby mama terrorist. Right? Shout out to Mr. Palmer. She's a baby mama terrorist. But you didn't look for the things in the beginning that would show you that she was a baby mama terrorist. You just wanted to get down. Right? And you know what we got the nerve to do as men? We don't even look for these signs of incompetence. And then we blame the person for, now they showing you that they got incompetence. And now you blaming them when you chose them. You chose this woman. You saw that she was incompetent, but you weren't paying attention because you were so busy trying to get her in the bed. Now she's displaying this incompetence to you, and now you mad at her saying she's a baby mama terrorist when she was a baby mama terrorist before you slept with her. You just didn't take the time to see if she was. So now we're running around saying, hey, this person's a, baby mama terrorist. This is an evil black woman. The black women are evil. And I'm sure y'all get it too, Sister Dawn. The white women are evil. These women are evil. These women are evil, right? They're just evil. Yo, they was evil before you ever laid down with them. That's my point. My point is, why you ain't looking for this stuff beforehand? Why? Because there ain't no man out there to teach you, right? They're telling you, hey, like Fresh or Fit, just knock down as much as you can. Just knock down as much as you can. Drill as far as you can, as much as you can. You're somebody when you having sex with all these different women. But what you're doing is putting yourself in a bad position in today's world. Sister Don, they don't think about the lifetime consequences of a one-night fling. You're right. You're right. They don't even think about it for the child. They really ain't thinking that far ahead. They're just thinking, man, I need to get this girl away from me. But once you ring the bell, man, and the woman is going to decide she's going to keep that child, there is no escaping. There's no escape. You can run and run and run and run and run. There ain't no escape. One day you're going to go to renew your license, and you're going to see that you owe $23,000 in arrears of child support. There ain't no running. So you got to look for this stuff up front. You can't just lay down with anybody and just have sex with anybody. You got to look up front and find out what front you got to be looking for. You got to be looking for red flags. We're going to get into red flags in a minute. But you got to be looking for red flags before you lay down with somebody. Sister Don, women do the same, have unprotected sex with someone they don't even know, and then cry. Exactly. You hear what I'm saying, Sister Don? They do that, right? And then they cry. Both men and women do the same thing. But really, it's really rampant with men. It's really rampant with men. Brother Willie Dane, peace to you, man. Saw you last night on the Kings, man. Peace to you. Keep dropping that knowledge over there, man. They need somebody dropping that extra knowledge, even though the rest of them they're good brothers. They're good brothers, but they need that good knowledge coming from all kind of different directions, brother. So keep doing your thing over there, Brother Willie. Peace to you, Brother Clarence. Most people choose for the wrong reason. Yeah, brother, they're trying to have pleasurable sex. Their goal ain't to have women, or have children. Their goal is to have pleasure. But in the process of having pleasure, their sperm might be used for its intended purpose, which is to fertilize a female egg, and you might ring the bell. Now what? But you didn't check the time to check and see if this woman has any red flags that you might need to be aware of, or that may need to stop you from even having sex with her. It's really sad. Sister Don, I agree with Willie Dean. Yeah, Willie Dean drops knowledge for sure. But what can we do? What can be done? We're going to get into what can be done. So, first things, what are things that can happen? If you lay down with a woman and you haven't screened her for red flags, what are some things that can happen? Number one, you can have children with genetic defects. You can have children with genetic defects. What do I say with genetic defects? I mean, they have a genetic propensity for a certain type of behavior, and that certain type of behavior might be negative in the origin. They might have a predisposition to not be able to work as a team or a unit in a community, to have things be constructive. That's a nice way of saying, no, you can't live with them in peace. You can't live with this person in peace. They keep doing all this crazy stuff, and they got a predisposition to doing it. Oh, somebody calling me. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. All right. Let's finish up. All right. Where was I? I got my notes here. Children, yeah. So a woman with mental defects, you didn't check. You didn't put her in. You didn't question her or in doing an investigation. Man, in today's dating world, and by the way, the word dating is different than the word meant 30 years ago. The word dating 30 years ago meant you're trying to find a spouse, a husband or a wife. And in today's society, the word dating is a euphemism for trying to find people to have casual sex with. That's what dating means in today in 2021, right? Unless you actually trying to find, see, when you out here now, if you want to find a husband, you got to say to men, I'm trying to find a husband. You trying to find a wife, you got to say to a woman, I'm looking for a wife. Why? Because you got to let these people know up front, man. The people that's out here playing games or just trying to have casual sex, you got to let them know up front. I ain't trying to just have casual sex. I did that. I've been there and done that already. Now I'm trying to find somebody who I can share my life with. I want to give somebody a lifetime contract, right? Marriage is a lifetime contract, allegedly, supposedly, right? You want to give somebody a lifetime contract. But how can you do it? You got to find the right person. You got to screen these people, man. You can't just give out a lifetime contract. You know what I'm saying? The NBA and the NFL, they give you a physical, they give you a psychological exam, they give you all of this. They do a lot of stuff because they know they invested a lot into you, millions of dollars. They're not going to do that without screening your health and looking. They give you a health screening. They give you a psychological screening. They give you all kind of. They do a lot to make sure that you're the one that they want to spend that money on. Sister Wanda, sorry about Clarence. I had a lot of people at my collard green taco. Right on, Sister Wanda. Do your thing. Hope you make $1 billion on that truck, or you get a fleet of them, and you got enough people working for you. You ain't got to get out no more. And you can listen to my whole broadcast, Sister Wanda. Good for you. Yeah. You have children with defects. So if your woman has genetic defects, do you think she's going to produce genetic defects in your children? Of course she's going to pass those genetic defects down to your children. Brother Willie Dean, got to be honest from the jump. Most people are telling each other what they want to hear to get what they want. Yeah, you're right, Brother Willie, and that's the thing. It's co-part, especially, but I can't even say it's only the men now. It's the women too. The women tell you what they think you want to hear so they can get in your pants now. These women are a cold piece today, man. But I would say we 60-40 men. It's 60-40 the men that's, trying to run all this game on everybody. I would say it's 60-40 men. But when they hit that bullseye, Brother Willie, they hit that bullseye, now they're like, oh, I don't want nothing to do with a child. I don't want nothing to do nothing. So they try to get the girl to go get a baby murder. The girl say, I'm not going to get a baby murder. Now you on the hook. Now you got a child, an unwanted child, because she really didn't want a child, but she just don't want to put it down. That's good. You don't want the child, so you won't be in his life. What child is going to feel like they are worthy of anything if their own father don't want to be in their life? We don't realize what's going on, man. Because we're too busy trying to run through all these women. Why? Because we got cats like Fresh and Fit out there, Mr. Lucario and others out there saying, you got to have game. You got to have game. You got to do game with these women, right? So they're out there pretty much turning men into wrecking balls, sending them out, especially in our community, right? It's a sad situation, man. It's a sad situation. Anyway, these women that have genetic defects upstairs, they pass those genetic defects onto the child. Now you got an unwanted child with genetic defects. Brother Willie, some fathers aren't there. That's the problem. A lot of them aren't there, Brother Willie. According to the Census Bureau, 75% of them aren't there, especially in the Black community in particular. overall they're not there. Overall, they're not there because I'm not to say that the white community is a bunch of angels, but I'm talking about us. We are like the leaders in fathers not being in the home. And I know it has a lot to do with the welfare state. I know it has a lot to do with that. But I'm just saying it is what it is. The reason behind it don't matter. The situation is we got it. This is the situation. And we got to train these young guys. Hey, if you ring the bell, then you got to be there for your child. You may not want to be in a relationship with the mother, but you should at least be on speaking terms, and you should have it to where you can visit that child and you can spend time with your child. There ain't no child that out here that don't want to spend time with their father. There is no child like that. And children that don't spend time with their fathers typically have a lot more serious issues. I'm talking again, right? Brother Clarence, here you go again. There you go again. We didn't want to hear that. That's why we turned off of you and we turned on to Anton so he could tell us how we could make $1 million and we could get with him and we could call into his show and we could be all on his nuts and we could do all that and it's kumbaya. I love you, kumbaya, right? Well, brother, some of us ain't in that space. Some of us ain't in the kumbaya space. Some of us are charged with going through the rubble, looking for survivors and trying to breathe life into the survivors and dragging survivors out so that they can get some oxygen and we can breathe some life into them. That's what we doing here. That's what this page is for. We looking for survivors, people that have survived those traumas that's out there. And we'll help anybody. We don't care what color you are. As long as you want to hear the truth, we'll help anybody out there. But we looking for survivors, but in particular in the Black community, but we'll help anybody that needs help. Brother Willie, most of these individuals aren't responsible enough to take care of themselves, let alone a child. See, that's the point, Brother Willie. I'm getting to that. That's the point. I'm getting to that. Well, matter of fact, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do, Brother Willie. This is what I'm going to do. That way, anybody who wants to come up can come up. Whether it's you, Brother Willie, or anybody else wants to come up, they can come up. But if you don't want to come up, that's fine. Don't come up. You can just keep on saying in the chat. But I'm just saying, it's real talk. Sister Dawn, and it's much needed. Yeah, I'm trying. I mean, if we can get the men to just take care of their own, if we can get the children to take care of their own, men to take care of their own issue, it'll be good, right? Everybody just take care of their own household, right? Brother Willie, my fault. Your fault for what, brother? You missed me on that one, Brother Willie. You all good as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. I just put the link out there in case you know. But I know some of you guys ain't got time. You're doing 2 or 3 different things at the time. So I understand. I just put it out there. So I don't expect anybody to, click it unless they got the time. We need men to step up. Yeah, we need men to step up. That's the problem, Sister Dawn. We don't have men that know how to step up. See, men can only do what they know how to do, but they don't know how to do it. Why? Because like Brother Willie said, the men ain't in the house. The men that's fathering these children, they ain't in the house. They're not there. So how do they learn how to step up? They don't even know what stepping up looks like. Sister Dawn, if you reach one person, you have not wasted your time. That's the way I see it, Sister Dawn. I'm looking to, try to help. If all this help one person get, be with their family, or even if they don't like Kanye West, I don't think he should go back to Kim Kardashian, but I do think he needs to still be in his. He did the right thing moving back closer to his family so he could be in his children's life. That needs to happen. He needs to be there, right there. But as far as getting back with her, I disagree. I think, let her move on with her life. Let her see what life is like minus Kanye West, and let her decide what she want to do. But why would you want to get back with somebody that's moved on with their life? She got a youngin' that, Pete Davidson probably tearing her ass up. So what, you know what I mean? Just off the strength of her past performance. So, Sister Don, I know at Willie Dean does mentoring as well. Yeah, Brother Willie Dean does this thing. He got a book. I keep asking him to let us know what that book is. He can promote it here. He's more than welcome to promote it here. So he can drop it, drop it in the chat, Brother Willie, if you want to, or come on or whatever, however you want to do it, brother. What I need to do is interview you. I interviewed that man. That was a good brother yesterday, man. Brother Corey's a good brother. But I need to interview you, man, if you got a book. So I might holler at you, Brother Corey, Brother Willie, and see if, you want to go ahead and go into that mentoring that Sister Don was talking about. Blind guy, his wife, their life. Corey Laquita, what's going on with y'all? Facts, move on with your life. The way they moved on with theirs, it's okay to move forward. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a good thing for him to try to get back with Kim Kardashian. I don't know if you guys were here in the beginning, but I read the story that Kanye West is trying to get back with Kim Kardashian now after he went through all the situation he went through. No, I don't think he should get back with her, especially and it's confirmed that she's moved on with her life, her sexual and spiritual life with Pete Davidson, right? Now, those of us that's old enough to know, we know that ain't gonna last. He's just there. He's just Mr. Right Now. He just missed it right down. Oh, I think we got somebody in the building, y'all. I think we got the brother Willie Dean in the building, y'all. Hold on. We're gonna talk about it. Brother Willie, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, brother. How you doing this morning?
Oh, everything's going well. I just wanted to tune in real quick. I'm
Okay.
driving, so um, that's why I don't have my camera on because I'm trying to keep the phone low so I don't get a ticket.
That's all right,
but uh,
brother. Yeah,
but in,
you
in
good.
any case, I wanted to come through. Just let you know I appreciate you and all everything that you're doing because the messages that you put out there are definitely needed and being able to put it on this platform, it's going to live on long after we're gone. So you're definitely leaving jewels behind that people can benefit from. So I just wanted to encourage you to continue to do what you're doing no matter the amount of subscribers, because like 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 you all said, that's not important because
Right,
if you can just change one person's life, you know they have the power to change others' lives. So that's that, because we can't save the world, but if everybody does their part, then we could make a greater impact that way.
right,
So
man. Appreciate you, brother Willie. Appreciate all of that, man. Let me ask you a question, brother Willie, while I got you real quick.
yes, sir.
Man, what is your what is your opinion of the dangers of having unprotected sex? Like, do you feel like that affects the children that come out, like from because I mean, let me say it like this. I know that most of people that have children most of them are not intended. They weren't intended. Most
Right.
of the children that are born now are born out of unprotected premarital sex that people were trying to just have a good time. But do you think that affects the children when these two people have issues about even just dealing with each other?
Well, the children are the ones that suffer the most,
Right.
and I'm just gonna throw the factor of in the chance of um, the gentleman getting a STD. I'm just gonna throw that out.
Okay.
Important, but just to say that because if somebody gets a STD, depending on what kind of STD it is, they're in greater jeopardy. But in any case for that matter, the children are the ones that are going to suffer the most from the decisions that the people that choose to engage in this act um decide. So whether you want a child or not, you have to understand that once you make the decision to participate in this act, what are the consequences of your action going to be?
Right.
But people are not even putting that much thought into it, and whether they're not responsible enough. I mean, that's obvious. But I'm not speaking on the whole. I'm not speaking on everyone because everybody's situation is a little bit different. Sometimes you may have a child with someone, and it may be planned, but they may have a mental disorder that you weren't able to detect earlier
Right.
on in the relationship, or this mental disorder may have come about after the child, and maybe the safest thing for the children is for the parents to not be under one roof. But I truly believe that in situations where a child is born and it's not planned, then that is a unhealthy environment for that child to be in, and they will suffer the most um, in that situation. They were ones that be ultimately be affected the most from because they didn't choose to be here.
Right.
So it's now you brought somebody into the world that you have no interest in taking care of. So they will ultimately be the most affected by that situation because the dude can just go on about his business
Yeah.
and and leave the young lady or whoever there to take care of the child. So
Now, in your opinion, man, do you think how do you think we can curb that situation? Like, how do you think we could? What do you think we could do to curb the situation of having these children? Well, because I know what you're saying. Like sometimes it is the fact that something comes up after, like postpartum stuff like that comes up after you would actually in a relationship with somebody.
right.
But for the most part, a lot of this stuff is they can if you just take the time to investigate. If you're not so fast to jump in the bed, you can investigate some of this stuff and see it by putting them in different situations to see some of these mental conditions. How can we curb this having babies, you know, with these with people that have these mental disorders and you know it up front? How can we curb some of that? I mean, in your opinion.
Well, let me give you an example. So like in my community, when we were coming up, even though there was still this going on, there were a lot more facilities here for the youth where they could go and get mentoring, where
Right.
they could go and talk to someone about protecting themselves in
Right.
in in more ways than once. And unfortunately, in my community and in a lot of communities, they've gotten rid of all of these facilities for whatever reason. Because
Right.
like we used to have youth facilities. Like we used to have like more boys and girls club,
Right.
and all of these facilities for some reason in my area have been you know taken down, and these were places where kids could go who didn't have fathers in their household, but they could go and borrow somebody else's father,
Yeah.
and get the information from somebody else's father that they weren't able to get from their own father. So
Yeah.
there's not enough of those facilities going around in my area, and I feel like in the areas where it's the most needed.
Yeah.
Because like you said, the majority of our young brothers and sisters, for whatever reason, their father has been removed from the household, whether it be from the life that they chose, whether it be from their own choice, whether it be from not wanting to be there, but for whatever the reason may be, now this father figure has removed from the household, and there's lack of places where the children can go to have access to a father that will be able to help them get the information that they never received from their father.
Yeah, I hear you, brother. So, in your opinion, how can we deal with this situation? I remember, like you said, the Boys and Girls Club. Shout out to Big Lurch at the Boys and Girls Club out there in Compton. Shout out to him because I mean he was there when we talking 20, 30 years ago when we used to run through, ride our bikes over there and everything. But now I don't even think they're still there. I haven't been over there in so long. I don't even know if it's still there. That particular Boys and Girls Club. I had a friend that lived right down the street from there. We used to ride our bikes over there and ride right over there. But
Right. Well,
but like I said, well, let me say this. I know that, like you said, it was all a whole bunch of boys and girls clubs, and it was all kind of different after school programs, and we know who cut all that stuff. Where if you don't know, Ronald Reagan took a lot of that budget away. He took a lot of money away from the Department of Education and put it into. I won't even go into that, but that's when all of that started. That downhill spiral started down as far as having the people having the budgets to put into the Boys and Girls Clubs and Salvation Army and all that stuff. So,
right.
in your
And that
opinion, brother, okay,
and
go ahead.
I didn't mean to interrupt, but
No,
that's
no,
still
go ahead.
go but that's still going on, especially in my area. You know,
Okay,
there were there were a lot of programs that when I was going to school that have been removed from the school because due to budget cuts and all of that.
right.
And you know, and in my city, they cut funding from the schools, but they put up a casino.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, man, yeah,
So it's like where's the priorities? Where's the priorities? Okay, you put this casino in here to draw money and draw attraction from people outside of the community, but what about the people in the community?
right,
You know what I mean?
right,
So you can't you can't cut all of these programs in the schools, especially with the poor education that these kids are receiving in these educational institutions around here, and then throw all this money into a casino. To me, it doesn't add up. But when we want to talk about solutions, I truly believe that we need the qualified men. Okay, because there's some men out there that aren't qualified to be a mentor,
right,
right? Because they're gonna mislead these kids and then guide them in the wrong direction. So
right.
we the people in these communities need to gain more access to men qualified to lead them. And
Okay,
so that's what I feel the best solution is. And and it's very needed. And I don't we just need more qualified fathers just to come together and have
right.
places where these individuals who don't have fathers in the household can come and get that wealth of knowledge.
Hey, brother, you just to make them to further cement your point. I was reading an article this morning about these young adults, and they doing these smash and grab robberies. I know you heard about that, where they're doing these smash and grab robberies, where
Right,
like maybe 10 or 11 or 13 of them will go into a store and just grab what they can grab and run out, right?
right,
I was watching the one where I was reading an article today where they actually killed the security guard. One of these smash and grabs, they killed the security guard.
wow,
Yeah, and so out here in California. And so, see, I this further cements your point. See, these children don't have, or these young adults don't have fathers to come up with to impress responsibility, um, uh, 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 a respect for life, a respect for other people. They don't have people that's pushing that stuff on them. Then they get so cold, they kill a man with a family, whatever, over some Jordans, or over some Louis Vuitton, or over whatever item that they stealing, man. They willing to kill this dude over this stuff, and then
Right.
it's a bad look on us, brother. I'm gonna tell you how bad it is on us. I had went one time, when they were pushing all this stuff about Asian getting jumped on by black people. I went into this restaurant, man, because I had a taste for some spaghetti, man. I was like, man, I want some. So I went to this restaurant, man, and these Asian people was in front of me. And man, the man would not take his eyes off of me, bro. He would not take his
Right.
eyes
Right.
off of me. But that was because of the news media. I hadn't done anything but walk into the store.
Right.
But he wouldn't take his
Right.
eyes off of me. And the bad part is I understood. I
Right.
understood. That's why I kept a distance from him to let him know, hey, I'm not trying to do nothing to you. I'm just here trying to get some food or whatever. But I can understand how. But so you can only imagine how they're gonna be when we try to walk into a store, and it's not
Right.
something that we've done. You or me walk into a store, we didn't do anything. But of
Right.
course, they're going to try to look at it themselves and try to protect themselves from the smashing and the grabbing. And it all stems from, like you said, a lack of fathers in the house. And okay, so the fathers ain't in the house, then uh, the lack of resources where they can go. If maybe it's not your father, but it's somebody else that's a leadership person that can talk to you, and like you said, the boys girls clubs or whatever, and all that, and these after school programs, and
Right.
but they falling by the wayside, man. They falling by the wayside. Well, let
Yes,
me
they
brother,
definitely are.
let me go through some of these chats real quick, brother.
Yeah. Go
um
ahead. Go ahead.
uh let's see, blind guy, his wife, their life. I always wonder if people think about catching stuff they can't get rid of. No, you know what? You guys, sometimes the guys get so fixated on having sex with a woman. That's their goal. Oh no, Sister Don, you coming in? Sister Don is coming in. I'm gonna let you in right there. Hold on, Sister Don. Oh man. Yeah, sometimes we get so fixated that they just won't they don't think about anything else. They don't think about the disease. They don't think about the unwanted child. They don't think about what could happen, the alimony, palimony, child support. They don't think about any of that. They just think about, I'm gonna knock this down. Because you got guys like me and Willie Dean's talking about that they don't have any direction. Now you got Fresh and Fit giving them that. Fresh and Fit stepping into the gap. You got Greg Adams stepping into the gap. These people telling them that, hey, just have unprotected sex with, I mean, just have not unprotected sex, but because I don't think Greg Adams promotes unprotected sex, but or any of them. I'm not sure, but they just promote premarital sex, protected or unprotected, and it's going to increase your chances of having these things happen to you. Sister Don, yes, you're right. Those types of programs are very scarce. Yeah, and I tell y'all, and go look it up. But Ronald Reagan, oh come on back, Sister Don, come on back, please. Ronald Reagan was the one that cut the budget on that. Ronald Reagan cut the budget because these kids want everything. Many of them want fast money. It's hard. Uh, hard is working for simps or square. They think, yeah, you're right. They think that they think everybody is square. Sister Don, can
Hey, can y'all hear me?
yeah, we can hear
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't usually get up on the panels, but I just had to today
All right, right on.
because the thing about it is with men like you, Willie Dean, the kids need more of that. What the kids are getting is make the fast money,
Right.
live
Right.
a life. Working hard is a joke to these kids. People are
Right.
made fun of because they're working hard. They
Right.
want bad bitches. That's what these men are telling these kids. Oh, I don't mess around with these kind of women. You want a bad girl that's,
Mm-hmm.
looks good and yeah, we all want somebody that looks good to our eyes.
Right.
But the thing about it is there's nothing wrong with working hard. There's nothing wrong with making 60, 70, 80,000 a year. Yeah, you should strive for more, of course.
Right.
But there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? Like these
Yeah.
kids need to be taught, be a good person, have morals, have
Right.
values. It's okay if Willie Dean uh works in a barbecue place. Maybe one day he's gonna own his
Right.
Right.
own barbecue place. You gotta teach these kids that it's okay to just work hard and build your life. Like the title of your whole show, Brother Clarence, build a better black life.
Yeah.
Build a better life. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
okay. You don't have to get your money fast and drive a fast car. That's why these kids are getting killed. That's why they're running into stores and smashing and grabbing to get,
Yeah.
$80,000, hundred and eighty
Yeah.
thousand dollars worth of stuff because it's fast money.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, in your opinion, Sister Don, in your opinion, what do you think? Because me and Brother Willie, we trying to figure it out. We trying to come up with some solution. What do you think is the solution for the fact that a lot of these dads are not in the house? Like, where can they get other resources to get that information that a dad would be laying on them?
Well, the thing about it is, it is important for these programs to exist. I see there are a lot of dads coming together now, coming back into the forefront. I think I think there's a lot of good men out there that see what's going on in the world, but we need more of it. It's one thing for somebody to say, we need more people like this. Like we all, myself included, we all have to do more. My son is grown and on his own. So I have the time that I could
No.
offer to maybe mentor some girls. I'm telling you, today watching this show really put a fire under me to get out there and try to do more, because that's what
Right.
we need. We got to do more. If we just sit back and say, oh yeah, this is really really bad, it's not going to make any difference. I see Willie Dean on these panels, sometimes with men, sometimes not, and I'm not bashing anybody,
Right.
but I'm just saying I see Willie Dean on these panels sometimes with guys that aren't talking about changing anybody's life. They're talking about how many women they can bed down and how many, and I see Willie Dean just sitting there being quiet, or he'll drop
Yeah.
off. And
Yeah.
I think, wow, what a shame. Yourself too, Brother Clarence. I've seen you on some panels where,
Right.
it's like, what are we really doing here? What if a kid is watching this? What are they learning? I was watching a show the other day where they were talking about, you can sell drugs and make 80,000 a day. And like I said, I'm not bashing anybody. If that's the place they coming from, there's no judgment from me. But
Wow.
I'm just saying, a 13, 14, 15-year-old kid watching this, that, yeah, why should I make 50, 60,000 a year? I can make 80,000 in one day. Yeah, but
Yeah.
what they forgot to tell you is that you can also get your head blown off
Yeah.
in
Right.
one day. You could
Right.
also, that one day to make $80,000 can put you into prison
Right.
for 20 years, and you ruin your whole life. So, we need more. I'm going to challenge myself to do more and make myself available, to maybe speak with young girls. We got to get these programs back, the
You
boys and
should, Sister
girls
Don.
clubs
You should.
and different
Right.
things. And if the school won't pay for it, because the government ain't going to do nothing for us, we got to
Right.
go out and make it happen.
Right.
I'm a member of my local union,
Okay.
and what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to the union president and see what they got going on down there to see if maybe we can get something going. Unions are a great place to start. They're very community involved.
Right.
So for
Right.
people
Right.
that are working in those environments where there is a union, reach out to the union. That's what I'm going to do to try to, uh, try to make my voice heard and try to make a difference in somebody's life. These kids got to know that it's okay to work hard and just be a simple person, to just leave a good life. I heard Willie Dean, and I know I keep talking about him, but I'm very impressed with both of you.
Me too.
The
I'm
other
impressed.
day he was on a show where everybody was talking about all these bad females, Beyonce. He got on there in front of all 200, people, whatever that was watching, and say he wouldn't take a pass to sleep with Beyonce. What he has is more important than anybody that he could get, any celebrity, he loves his wife. That's what I want kids to see. I want
Yeah.
kids talking about, wow, that's great. Get married, love your wife. It don't matter if there's somebody cuter out there. Everybody, we
Yeah.
all ain't cute the older we get. I'm 55 and I'm still pretty cute, but I'm not as cute as
Right
I was
on.
when I was 20. You know what
Right
I'm
on,
saying?
Sister Don. Yeah. Right.
Sister
Right.
Dawn, I wanted to thank you, for your kind words, and not only that, I know that you are out in the community making a difference in not only your children's lives, but the people's lives that you may not even know that you have impacted. Because when I first got on the platform with the four horsemen, you'll know who I'm talking about. But one of those four horsemen told me that you saved their life on a number of occasions. So um, I just like to thank you for that, and you are out here making a difference. Because like I said, one of the four horsemen shared with me that you saved his life a couple of times, and he was at a point where he was frustrated with what was going on, and he wasn't thinking about the consequences of what his actions were getting ready to be. But you pulled him to the side, and you made him look at it in the larger scheme of things, and you saved his life, and I appreciate you for that.
Man.
Oh,
Wow.
absolutely. I try to tell anybody, and sometimes I need people to tell it to me too. Sometimes things just aren't worth it,
Right.
and that's what we have to teach. And that person you were talking to, that happened quite a few years ago. So
Right.
he was a young dude that you know uh, needed somebody to kind of pull him to the side at that time. That was about almost 15 years ago. So
Right on.
Right. And you
um,
and and you did
that's
that.
what we got to
It-
do for these kids. That's what we got to do for them. Like, let them know there's another way. That life is not glamorous. You know what I'm saying? That life
right.
is not glamorous that they're striving for. The idols that they have. It's not a glamorous life.
Right.
And that's what we have to show them. Like, having a good man that loves you no matter how much money he makes is not important, as long as he can take care of you. I mean, we all want a man that's going to work hard. Yes. I
Of course.
mean, we'd be crazy not to. Nobody wants a
Of
man that's
course.
going to lay around the house. But years ago, men didn't do that. Men
Yeah.
wasn't
Right.
sitting home playing PlayStation. Like, all the men worked.
Right.
Unless there was something wrong with him physically, most of the time men worked back then. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They did. It
Right.
Yeah.
wasn't
But
like it is now.
we just have to readjust our approach, because like when we were coming up, we didn't have as much access and convenience to this negative information. Like right now, you can have a young kid just go on YouTube, and then he has access to all this information, but he's not knowledgeable enough to understand what information is should be the best information that he should be receiving. You know, a lot of these platforms here on YouTube, you know, there's people that are spreading messages just for they know the message that they have out there is going to get them the most likes. That
Yeah,
message is going to draw the most controversy. And you know,
yeah,
they may not even believe what they're saying on that platform, and they may not even agree, and that may not even be the lifestyle that they're living, but they understand that by spreading this message, it's going to get them the most success on that platform, not understanding how detrimental that message is to the people that may receive
right,
that message.
Yeah,
right,
that's true too. That's true too.
You know, because that's just as bad. That's just as bad as just sleeping around with anybody, right? You spreading these messages, not understanding who's going to be impacted by this message that you're spreading.
Right, right, and that's what's bothersome to me. I'm very very new to this YouTube world. A friend of mine, um, got on here, and so I first
Right,
started tuning in to support him. It's somebody that I've known for many many years.
right,
So I first started tuning in, and in doing that, I've reached out to other people that were guests on that show, and I mean, I love it now, but I'm looking for um shows like this that that want to take a plan of action. And I think, like you said, Willie Dean, and I've heard Brother Clarence say it too, I don't think they realize the impact. Everybody wants
no,
to get the likes up, and we all, anybody that's on YouTube, you want your platform to do well, but there is a bigger picture. There is.
right. And then it's not only the facilities, but the leaders that we put in these facilities. Now, okay, if we have somebody in there that's qualified, how is this person gonna bring the people to that facility? Is because you could see it now. Like a lot of the churches are becoming empty, you
yeah,
know, and it's not only because of the individual that's leading the church, but it's harder to get people to come to the facilities now.
Oh
Cause like,
yeah,
cause
people aren't
right,
interested in it. These kids aren't interested in church.
no,
They're
right,
not, because we're not telling them. I mean, maybe we are. I might be and you might be, but as a whole, nobody's really encouraging kids to go to church. You go to the churches now, Willie Dean and Brother Clarence, if y'all go to church, the churches are empty. It's older people. That's all.
yeah,
Very
well,
rarely, or maybe very young
women,
children that
right,
grandma's taken to church and hope that it's rubbing off. But there's not a lot of kids and young families in the church now like it used to be. Everything is status, social media, um, things like that. How many likes you can get on a picture. I think it was on Brother Clarence's show that he was talking about people that are really going through, like, being traumatized if their pictures on Instagram don't get enough likes. They go through like a depression. I mean, that is crazy when you
yeah,
think about it.
yeah. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. Hey, I got you both of y'all here. Two of my favorite people that I have in the chat. So since I got y'all both here, I want y'all to play a game with me. Okay,
all right,
I
all right,
want you to play a game with me. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go through a couple of red flags, and I want y'all to try to tell me how, because we're talking about how our children have just gone into the ground, right? They're at a place where they don't respect life, they don't respect hard work, they don't respect the sacrifice, they don't respect the time you got to put into it, they don't respect anything, right? They want to get hired on Monday and they want to be the CEO by Wednesday, right? They don't want to do the work in between, the years in between. They don't respect, like Sister Don was talking about. She's in the union. I'm in the union too, and you know, in the union, hey, seniority counts. Seniority matters,
Yes.
right? You can't just skip a
Yes.
whole bunch of people, man. This person is in this line for the job. They did their 10 years. You're gonna have to do your 10 years behind their 10 years, right? To get you know what I'm saying? So seniority matters, but our children don't see all that. So now what we're gonna do, since we can see all of this stuff is happening, one of the ways I think we can slow this situation down is by having a situation where we deciding better who to mate with. You follow? Who's instead of just mating with somebody because they look good, now we're gonna say, okay, you look good, but I'm looking for some things that some red flags, so that if I find these red flags, I'll know, okay, even though you look good, maybe it's not too good to mate with you because I don't want to chance having a child with you, and then other issues pop up. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a red flag, and you
All
guys
right.
tell me how a person, man or female, could spot this red flag in any man or female, right? Because
Okay.
a lot of our people have red flags, and they're good at hiding them. They're good at hiding these red
Right.
flags. So what we want to do is, how can you sniff this stuff out? Okay, the first red flag is mental illness. How can you locate mental illness if you're trying to, let's say you're trying to have casual sex with somebody, but before you do, you want to make sure they don't have any mental illness. How could I look for mental illness? Either one of y'all, Sister Don, Brother Willie,
Well,
how can I out?
there's a lot of ways that you can look for it. Sometimes these things such as that are hard to detect, but
Right?
some ways that you can detect those is if somebody is taking medicine, you know,
Ah,
if somebody's taking medicine, or if they're saying that they are dependent on a substance,
ah,
Brother Clint. So some people, and I have family members that are like that. If
yeah,
they don't
yeah,
if they don't get the hit of, you know what I'm talking about,
right,
then they they have issues.
right,
Like they'll have anger issues, or sometimes that their dependency on this substance is what they need in order to control themselves. So if they don't have this, you can understand, for whether it be for a lady or a gentleman, so look and see if somebody is dependent on a substance. Look and
yeah,
see if somebody is taking medication,
very
and
good.
what medication they are taking. And then also look at their parents.
Yeah,
We
Yes.
are a product, of our parents. So if you notice that their parents are moving a certain way, and have some issues, most likely their children are going to have those same issues,
okay,
or
very good.
they are going to
Absolutely.
have they are going to have an issue that stems from a result of those parents having those issues.
Very good. What say you, Sister
Absolutely.
Don?
Also, erratic behavior.
Okay,
You can talk to somebody sometimes and realize that, maybe everything ain't as put together. Another thing, if it's always everybody else with the problem, not them,
yes,
you know,
very
that's
good.
another way that I can usually tell if everything that happens in their life it's never their fault. To me, that could be a sign of mental illness.
Well, Sister Don,
Um,
let me ask you a question. How would I see that they blaming somebody else? I mean, how would I be able to put that situation together? Is it just me keeping my eyes open, or would there be like don't you? I would have to spend time with the person, right?
Right, talking to them.
Okay.
Sometimes you can
Ah,
figure it out pretty quick.
okay.
You just talk to them about, their job, their
Okay.
family. A lot of times, people are so quick to try to jump into a relationship or casual sex. They haven't met anybody in that person's family, talked to anybody in that
Right.
person's family. I think Willie Dean
Right.
brought up a good point. Like, what are their parents like?
Right.
Try to talk to them about their family. Hey, Christmas is coming up. You spending time with your family? Oh no, I don't get along with my family. I
Yes.
don't. My family doesn't treat me right. Dig a little deeper. Have those conversations to try to find out. How do you like working at your job? Oh, I hate my boss. You can talk. How do you like your coworkers? Do y'all get along good at work? Do you ever, go on outings with your coworkers?
Yeah.
Just ask people those kind of questions. You can gain a lot of information about somebody just by talking and
Yeah.
talking about more than what you want out of life or money. Ask just basic questions about their family, about their job, like Willie Dean said, about the medicine they take, about their health. You
Right.
know, I went to the doctor a couple of weeks ago. When was the last? Do you go to the doctor regularly? I mean, and now these
Sister
questions are
Don, you can't
probably
ask
so
them. You can't ask
uncommon, they'll
nobody
think
that.
you're crazy.
You can't ask nobody that, Sister Don. You ask a woman when's the last time you went to the doctor, they're gonna be like, "What? Why you asking me that?" Are you
I mean,
saying I
just
gotta
try
be
to
smooth? I gotta be smooth, Sister Don. I gotta be smooth when I ask it.
smooth, try to ask without asking. Maybe talk about what I usually try to do, honestly, Brother Clarence. I
What's
try
that?
to use my own information to get information out of somebody else. Like I'll say, oh man, I went to the doctor last week and he told me I had gained 4 pounds and my cholesterol was a little high. So I'm trying to work on that. See if they offer, like, oh yeah, my cholesterol is pretty good. I mean, that's the way you can open the door. Talk about your own
Ah,
health and situation. Try to get the conversation started, because you're right. We are going to look at you kind of crazy if you
right.
start,
Yeah.
you
You know
know.
what I mean? All right. Well,
True.
hold on one second, y'all. I got a comment here. I hate condoms. JB, if you hate condoms, I hope you hate premarital sex just as much, because if you
Right.
don't, and you are out here and you are not protecting yourselves, you are putting your life in someone else's hands. Uh, Not only can you get ill, you can catch some type of disease, but also you can ring the bell, and that presents a whole nother set of challenges. And somebody who you were just looking to have sex with and spend 20, 30 minutes with, now you're going to have to spend 18 years and possibly more
Yep.
dealing with that person and their family and whoever else might be affected. So um, you have a girlfriend. Okay, I have a girlfriend. Yeah, but if you're having a girlfriend, if you having unprotected premarital sex, hey man, you're playing Russian roulette. And if you're not familiar with that term, Russian roulette, that's when Russian soldiers would sit around and they would take they would take 5 bullets out of a 6 shooter, spin the revolver, the revolving part of the chamber of the weapon, and then they would pass it around to see who had the guts to pull the trigger, not knowing where that bullet was in the revolver, where that chamber, if it was in the chamber or not. And I'm telling you, why do something like that for no reason? If you have a girlfriend, that's cool, but don't have unprotected premarital sex. Try not to do that. That is the work of somebody who doesn't value their life. People that do stuff like that. You guys agree? You guys got
Oh
something to say
yeah.
about that?
Yeah, I wondered, and I'm just curious, and I don't want JB to get mad at me, but um, how old are you, JB? If you don't mind me asking, I'm not trying to offend you, but I'm just curious as to your age.
Well, I mean, JB might be a troll, but we're trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. But I would say JB's a very fairly young guy
Because you
because
got to look at it. If he's saying he doesn't like condoms, Brother Clarence, and he's, let's say JB is 30 years old, and you out here being sexually active at 30 years old, possibly with more than one woman, you could potentially not even be looking at one child in 18 years. You might be looking at two children, three children. You know what I'm saying? A lot of children,
I hear you.
you know. And
I think he's
that's
saying he's 33. Sister Don, I think he's saying he's 33.
okay. So that is definitely something for him to think about. If it's his girlfriend and him and they're having unprotected sex, you know, if they've taken the precautions to get to know each other. We don't know his situation, but maybe the intent there is marriage, which if it is, that's a good thing. And, go on and do it. Get married and make that lifetime contract, like you always say.
Right. But I think for most guys his age, 33, he's lucky he hasn't rang the bell yet, according to him. So, having unprotected premarital sex is a bad choice. It's the choice of the poor. It's not the choice of people that actually want to build a life around, build a life. If you want to build a life, instead of having premarital unprotected sex, what you want to do is prepare yourself for, if you're going to be having sex, you need to prepare yourself to be able to take care of the woman in case you do ring the bell, and take care of the child in case you do ring the bell. But first, you got to screen these women. You have a girlfriend, you need to listen, because you need to screen her for some of these things we're going to talk about. We were just talking about uh, red flags. So we're going to get into red flags. JB, listen. Hold on. Let me see what JB got to say here. JB, I do want to get married. Been with my girl for 3 years. That's good, man. That's good. That's good. That's good. But you should be protecting yourself as much as you can. I think this is you, Sister Don. Oh, that ain't you. I think that's Brother Willie.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah, that's
me.
Brother Willie. Okay, so I know you want to get married, but if you really want to get married, how much do you love this girl? If you really love her, protect her by um, fortifying yourself financially in case you get her, you ring the bell. In case you get her pregnant, you'll be fortified financially. She won't have to worry. A lot of times women have to worry about the financial situation of the man because she get to a point where she can't work, right? You want to be in a position where she doesn't have to worry about any of that stuff. You love her? Yeah, okay. If you love her, whatever that means to you, if you love her and you really want her to be protected, protect her. Stop having premarital sex with her until you get to the point where you know you financially can take care of her and the offspring that you may have. Period. The end. Period. The end. I'm in a better position. We're having fertility issues. Oh, okay. So you are actually trying to have a child. Okay. Well, if you're trying to have a child, then forget what I'm telling you. I'm talking to the guys that's out here just trying to bag and tag, and we're trying to change their mentality. Right? Brother Willie, are you still there? Yeah, Brother Willie. Okay, he muted himself. So I'm
Brother
gonna
Clint.
continue with the game. Yeah, sir. You there?
Yes, I'm here. I just had a mute because I was making noise, so I didn't want to interrupt.
Okay, no problem, man. No problem. I don't know where Sister Dawn went. I mean, I think she fell off, man. She might was having some connection issues, man. But she definitely was welcome to come back anytime. All right, brother. We're gonna have to move on down the line with the game, brother. So now it's just me and you playing.
Okay.
JB said, "Good advice. Thanks, though." Okay, yeah, man. Good luck to it. Hope it works out for you, man. Hope everything works out. and you finally get, put that ring on her finger, and you able to give her that lifetime contract, and you able to honor it, and she's able to honor it, man. Good for you. But you're not the guy I'm trying to talk to today. I'm trying to talk to the guys that's out there just bagging and tagging out there. All right, brother Willie, are you there?
Yep, yep.
Okay, we talked about the first red flag is mental illness, which you should be looking for. You guys had a lot of good points. Looking for medicine, looking at the medicine they might be taking, or looking at their parents, or looking at, they behave certain behaviors, things like that. Looking for stuff like that to look for this mental illness. Because if the woman has mental illness, you do not want to be having unprotected sex with them. You do not want to, because if you ring the bell, they're going to push that mental illness into the child, and the child's going to come out with mental illness. Now you got two people have with mental illness that you don't want around you. You don't want your child you want to have as healthy as possible. And then the woman, you didn't even want her, but now you got to deal with her, and she and her mental illness, and her producing a child with you with mental illness. Now you got to do it two people with mental illness when all you wanted to do was have unprotected sex. So that's why I say you got to look for these red flags before you start having sex with these women. I don't care how fine they are. I don't care how fine they are.
Right.
Sister Dawn, we got you.
Sorry about that.
No, it's no
I hit the
problem.
button by mistake.
That's right.
No problem. Hold on, bro. Get the science right. Where's Chef at? I don't know. Chef's probably on this page, man. But you can, saying you want to go talk to Chef, go ahead and find Chef and talk to him. Okay, JP, it is a trait that has to be triggered. Hold on, JP. We're gonna go through these red flags, and if you can spot one of these red flags in your girl that you're trying to be married to, then you need to say, hey, wait a minute, maybe I need to rethink this situation, right? Okay, y'all ready, Sister Dawn?
Ready.
You ready, Brother Willie?
I'm ready.
Okay. The next one is rebelliousness. Rebelliousness is a trait that is a lot of times it's genetic, man. It's people that have genetic, they are predisposed to rebel against stuff. Have you guys ever met somebody who you tell them something and they will just rebel? They don't even think about what you're saying. They just rebel against it, right?
Right.
How do we find that in the person that we having sex with, man or female?
Well, you could find that in I'm sorry. Would you like to go first, Ms. Dawn?
No, you go ahead.
Okay. All right. So one thing is you could find that in someone who likes to argue a lot, and somebody who likes to argue a lot is, usually someone who has that characteristic of rebellion. If they're arguing, but then through the argument you could understand if they're arguing for just the sake of arguing, or if they're arguing because they truly believe in what they're saying. So
Okay.
and then also somebody who rebels is usually not an individual that likes order. So and then if their behavior is rebellious, like if the way they do things is
We got a lot of bad feedback, Brother Willie.
oh, that's not me.
Oh, it's not you?
Let me see
Okay.
if it's me.
Might be you, Sister Dawn.
But
Is that better?
That's much better. Thank you.
right. So you can find these things through arguments, through the behavior. Maybe somebody who is rebellious has destructive behavior, and so those are just a couple of things that come to mind. Somebody who doesn't necessarily like order, the way things are, and that's the thing. Like once you get into a relationship and stuff, there's gonna be some form of order, right? And the order is gonna be based on um, the respect for the relationship. But then you'll have some guys that, or even women for that matter, that are in a relationship and they'll do things to go outside of the relationship as a reform
Hang
of
on, guys. I'm
rebelling.
having some audio issues.
Okay.
No, go ahead, brother Willie. I think
Okay.
she's working on it, man.
For example, some brothers or even females for that matter may get in a relationship, right? And then they'll say that, being in a relationship, um, they feel like they're constricted, they're so that's why, some people may go out and cheat, so if somebody doesn't like order, maybe they'll get bored by the order, and then uh, they may have somebody who's rebellious will rebel against that order and most likely go out there and look for something different, or try to stir up some issues like outside
Hang on,
outside
guys.
the
Give me a
relationship.
minute.
Okay. Um. I okay. To back on piggyback on the point that you're making again. So, well, let me explain why you don't want rebelliousness. I know you know Willie Dean. I know you, Sister Don, know, but so people that's gonna watch this on the playback, you don't want a rebellious person in your camp, man, because once you got a rebel in your camp, if this person has children, what do you think they're gonna teach your children? They're gonna teach their children to rebel against you, and
Right.
next thing you know, you got a whole you got a mutiny on your hands. You got a rebellious household, and it's hard to have, like Brother Willie was saying, order in a rebellious household. And people that thrive in the dysfunction of rebellion of good, see, we don't mind you rebelling against, I say something that's off and that's not correct, I don't mind you rebelling against that. But when you rebel against right guidance, that's what we're talking about when we talk about rebellion here. You don't want somebody, you don't want to mate with a rebellious woman, because a rebellious woman or man, but especially particularly a rebellious woman, will teach your children to be rebellious against you, directly or indirectly, just by her showing your children that she rebelling against you. She will light that fire in them to be rebellious as well. And now you got a house full of chaos, and chaos is not where you want to be at. So how can we locate rebelliousness? Well, Brother Willie said, how they try to stir up stuff, and they always arguing with you. I agree. Those are two things that definitely, and they always have something to say whenever you tell them something and you give them instructions. They always try to give you a reason why they can't fulfill your instructions. I need you to go do this. Well, I can't do that because of this. Okay, I need you to go do that. I can't do that because of this. But they always got to push back on something you say. Hey, we need to save $50 a month. Why 50? Why can't we save 60? Or they always got some kind of pushback on what you're saying to them. And here's the real kicker. Here's the real kicker. When they're really rebellious like that, they will rebel against you in front of everyone else, showing them how to be rebellious as well. And it just creates all kind of confusion. That's why rebelliousness is not what you want. So how do you find this rebelliousness in them? Like I said, you're going to have to present situations where they have the option to be rebellious. You have to create, when you're talking to them, you have to have present situations to them, because when you're going out with person and you don't live with them, they're going to be on their best behavior a lot of times. So you want to present options so they can be on your team, or they can be rebellious, and see which option they take. They take the option of being rebellious too many times, then that's when you know, okay, this is probably not somebody I need to be reproducing with. So having unprotected sex with them is out. Can't be having unprotected sex with a rebellious woman.
Yeah, but Brother Clinton, just to add on to what you said,
Of course,
what's the best way to see someone, right? To see the true person is they show you who you are when you're not around. Like you said, people are going to be on their best behavior. The true definition of an individual is how you see them when you're not around. So one thing that you can do is go ask people that may know this individual um, that doesn't know that you're with them. Whether
okay,
it be somebody that they work with, whether it be somebody that they may have gone to school with, and you can maybe get some information from them, and it be more pure information
okay,
because they don't have any benefit. Because if you ask their friends are just going to tell you what you want to
right.
hear.
They're gonna sell you on her, right?
Right, exactly. Because they ultimately they want what's best. They want what's best for their friend. So
Yeah.
they're just gonna tell you what you want to hear, or they just gonna
Even
look
if
out
they
for.
friend don't deserve, hey, brother Willie, even if they friend
Yes,
don't deserve you,
right,
they gonna sell her on you, right?
right. So, but because I mean, a true definition, well, a true friend is gonna want what their friend wants and what's best for them, right?
Right,
So you may not get the most pure information from a friend sometimes. They
right.
might water it down because they want them to be happy. But if you can get some information from individuals who know them and who don't have any benefit from knowing them or not knowing them, then you can get some good information from those people.
Yeah, brother. See, dating in today's world, back in about 30 years ago, dating, when somebody said they were dating, that meant they were looking for a husband or a wife. In today's world, dating is a euphemism for trying to find people to have casual sex with. And there was in 30 years ago, 40 years ago, there was a courtship process involved in dating where there was a courtship in there. Now the courtship has been removed. In the courtship process, you're going to meet the family. You're going to meet, if it's a woman, a woman, yeah, you're going to meet the father and the oldest brother. You're gonna have to show yourself to you can't just walk in and have sex with my baby. You're gonna have to show me what you bringing to the table in case something happened. Because if something happened, I'm going after you, right? But in today's world, that's gone. There is no father there. There is no oldest brother that looks at it that way. It's just not there anymore. So now people can date or look for casual sexual partners with impunity. With impunity. There is no fallback. There is no drawback to having this happen. And unfortunately, we're picking the wrong people because we're picking based on sexual attraction, not on any other option. We're not picking on any other uh, standard, just the sexual attraction, especially the men. Especially the men. Sister Wanda, you're right, bro. Clarence, do not mate with a rebellious person. I made that mistake. Oh man, one time, Sister Wanda, I was dating this girl. Long time ago, I was dating this girl, and her mama. I went over to her house. She said, "Pick me up at my house." She was living with her parents at the time, so I went over to her house, and I thought the girl was really nice. She was kind of quiet, kind of shy, but so I thought she was really nice. Her mama caught me in a corner, and her mama said, "Hey, so and so has these different issues going on. I said, nah, I had no clue. I said, I don't see it. She said, yeah, I just want you to know that she has these issues going on. So um, just to let you know that, and basically was saying to me, you might want to do better. You could do a lot better. And at first I didn't listen. I thought her mom was just trying to break us up. And so I dated her for a little while longer. And then I started seeing those issues come up and I said, oh, okay. And then eventually I had to let it go because I was like, but her mama came to me and told me up front. Her mama told me up front. But see, that would never happen if I hadn't gone to the house. If I hadn't gone to the house to meet the family, meet the dad, meet the family, I would never would have met the mom, and I never would have found that out and had that information to fall back on. So yeah, we've all made those mistakes, Sister Wanda. The good news is we're old enough to realize, hey, we got to do better. We just keep moving. We keep stepping. We try to tell these young people to keep stepping, how they can keep stepping. But yeah, rebelliousness, you don't want a rebellious person in your camp, man or female. If they can't at least, show you why they want to go in the opposite direction, then, and they don't have a good reason, then no. And they rebelling against you. Everything you say, they got something to say about it. No. You don't want it. You don't want that. Okay, I guess Sister Willie and Brother Willie and Sister Don, they had some issues they had to deal with. So I'm here by myself. I appreciate them for coming on. I appreciate them. I understand they both probably had things they had to do. So I appreciate them coming on. So I'm going to play the rest of this game by myself. So we talked about mental illness and we talked about rebelliousness. What's the third thing on my list? The third thing on my list is evil and vindictive streaks. This is usually in women, but men are sometimes like that too. Men are a lot more like that now too, because so many of them are raised with women. They have evil and vindictive streaks. You know what I mean? When you see a person and you're going out with this person and you see them do evil stuff just to be evil, there's no reason why they should do something like this other than they just had an issue with somebody saying something to them, and then and instead of comprehending what they were told or something happened, they're just going to run out and be evil to that person, or they be evil. You see them do stuff like that. You got to recognize your name's going to be on that list at some point. Oh, they ain't evil to you now. No, because they on their best behavior now. They're trying to get you, they're trying to wrap you up. Your name is going to be on that list. I was dating a girl. I told you I was dating a girl one time, and she was always pretty decent to me. But when I took her out to restaurants, she had this thing where she would always dog the wait staff. Happened like 3 or 4 times in a row. And I was like, hey, what's the problem? Oh, they didn't bring this fast enough. They didn't do this. I said, you see this place is packed. They're stepping over each other trying to get out here. Yeah, but they should do this. This is what this should happen. And she just talking real slick to people. And me, I got a thing because I used to work in the food service industry. I used to work at a great American restaurant called McDonald's. This is back in the 80s where the grill was so high you couldn't see what was going on in the back. You can see what's going on back. You see directly back there now. Back in the day, you couldn't see all that. So we used to have all kind of mishaps back there and still serve the food up, right? But now, of course, they can't do that. You can see everything that's going on back there now. But my point is, I know what happened when they talk crazy to one of our servers, and they could do a lot of different stuff to the food. I just got this phobia of talking crazy to your food server, because your food server can make sure your food don't be the way you want it to be, or they can make sure that you got some extra ingredients in there, and I don't want that. So I kept telling this girl, I was like, man, you can't be, that's not gonna work. You can't do that. She would just go ahead and do it anyway. The next time went out, go ahead and do it anyway. So I said to myself, if she's willing to do this, if she's willing to do this to the wait staff, I got you, Brother Willie. If she's willing to do this to the wait staff, then my name is gonna get on that list at some point. My name is gonna get on that list. So I had to look out for what was it? It was an evil and vindictive streak. I had to see that and be able to recognize that and decide, hey, I can't take this situation no further because she's going to be after me in a minute. Brother Willie, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I apologize, okay. Brother Clarence. I had to drop off. My daughters are here now, and
brother, you ain't got to apologize for nothing, man.
No. I want to just let you know that I appreciate you letting me up on the platform, and
okay,
and I'm gonna get your information from Darrell if you don't mind, or
no,
or
don't mind at all, brother.
I mean, because I have no problem giving you my number over the airway, but
no, don't do that.
In any case, I'm gonna reach out to you so we can do a show. Because
yeah, bro, please.
Instead of me just calling in and people hearing my voice, I like to do an official show.
Okay.
I have a great deal of respect for you and what you're trying to do with your platform. So I want to support it in any way that I can. And I appreciate you wanting me to advertise my books, but I came to support you, and maybe we can find another way to do that. But
listen,
I just wanted to come support you, and it be all about you and what you have going on, instead of the things that I have going on. So
I appreciate you, man. Hey, but look, check this out.
Yes.
If your book saved one life,
right,
then that's supporting me. That's supporting the work I'm doing. If your book saved one life or anything, it turned one person around, brother, that support me. I'm not looking to come up. You see, let me just explain this. I know you got to go because you got your baby, so I'm gonna just say this real quick.
Yes.
I know you look around, most of these people, what they trying to do is get monetized. I am too. So I'm not no hypocrite. I am too, but I know it's going to be a slower walk for me because of what I'm talking about, the topics I'm talking about, and the goals that I have.
Right.
So my goal ain't so much to get monetized as quickly as it is to start saving some of these lives out here, brother. So don't even worry about it, man. I know, and I know you the type of dude that if I need something from you, you'll be there for me too. So I don't even trip. I don't even mess with people. If you look at my roster of people I deal with, I don't mess with nobody unless we can help each other, brother. So don't even worry about it, man. Don't even worry about it. But I know you got to go, brother.
All right, brother.
So
so I'm gonna get your info from Darrell, and
tell him I said I have no problem with that, man.
Okay, and I'm gonna reach out to you soon.
Okay, brother. Thank you.
All right, brother. Take care.
Peace.
Peace.
All right, that was Brother Willie Dean. What y'all think about Willie Dean? Came on strong. You know who came on strong today? Sister Dawn. Oh my God. Came on strong. Man. She came on strong as bad cologne. Oh my God. Peace to Willie Dean. Peace to Sister Dawn. You know what I mean? And hope I hope Sister Dawn is able to work her little situation out, whatever's going on with her. But man, she came on strong, man. Woo. So did Brother Willie. Brother Willie. See, I only mess with good people, man. I'm like Anton. I only mess with good people. I only mess with good people, man. I only mess with good people, man. Sister Wana, Sister Enya. I mean, my people, man. I'm only a blind guy, Corey and Laquita. I mean, I only mess with real people, man, with good people, man. You know what I mean? And I leave everybody else alone because I know I talk about topics that most of these people can't talk about on platforms, and then if their subscriber base see that they subscribe to me, they're going to have a problem, or they perceive that they're going to have a problem with their subscribers, so they don't want to even subscribe to me. I get it. I'm good. That's why I was telling Brother Willie, I don't. It's not no problem. It's not no problem. I understand. I mean, I want to get monetized too, but I'm not looking to get monetized within the next year or two. I mean, whatever. When it happens, it happens. But if we got people like we did the live stream yesterday with Brother Corey, and he was talking about making money with trucking, and so many people was feeling that. So many people felt that. That's what it's about. It's about having people be able to look at something like that and say, you know what? If he can do that trucking, I can do that trucking. And having a regular brother like Corey, man, real good, down to earth brother, say, hey, man, I mean, you know, I just did it, and you could do it too. That's what we about here. We're trying to change some lives, trying to make it happen. So, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, let me get back to the topic, y'all. We've been out here for 3 hours, and I ain't even got all the way through the topic. I think I did the third red flag. We on red flags right now, right? The first red flag, mental illness. You need to look for mental illness. If you're having unprotected sex with people, unprotected premarital sex, you need to look, for mental illness within the person that you're having sex with. Brother Willie has some good points. Look for medicine they taking. Hey, what you doing? Oh, I gotta take this medicine. What is that? Zoloft. Right? What? You taking Zoloft? Yeah, I'm taking Zoloft. I got some different issues. Oh, okay. But you got to think about it to yourself. Say, okay, they're taking Zoloft. That don't mean they're a bad person, but it does mean that they got some issues that I might not want to have a child with this person because they got depression issues, right? Next thing we talked about was rebelliousness. You don't want the person that you're trying to have sex with to be rebellious, because they're gonna promote rebellious to your children. They're gonna promote rebellion to your children, and that dysfunctional behavior. Rebellion is dysfunctional in a community environment. It is dysfunctional, right? Why you think on Star Wars they was looking for the rebel base so hard? Because they knew that, man. Shaka Zulu said it best. You gotta kill you. They would ask them, why do you kill your enemies? Why don't you just take over them? He said, if you leave your enemy to crawl away from you alive, he's gonna go back and nurse his strength back, and he's gonna come flying at your throat later. That's what rebels do. Rebels in your camp, they fly at your throat. They try to take your head off spiritually, emotionally, not physically. They try to take your head off in a spiritual sense, meaning that you are the spiritual head of your household. They decapitate you. They take your head off. You don't want a woman that's going to be rebellious, and then she's going to produce rebellious children, and now you got to deal with all these rebels around you, and you like, what the hell am I working for? I used to see men walk away from their families, and I used to be like, how can a man walk away from his families? I understand. When you have rebellious children, you have rebellious people in your household, and you can't get that under control, I can understand why a man can say, you know what, F these people, man. I can go get a new family and they will respect me. I seen a guy walk away from his 2 sons, just gone, because of the rebelliousness of the woman. But she had mental illness, and he was so caught up with her physical appearance that he didn't check for the mental illness. One surefire way to look for mental illness is when things don't add up. A mentally ill person is not going to make sense. They're going to make sense to them, but not to you. You're going to say, wait a minute, that don't make sense. But a mental ill person will say, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, this makes sense. No. The next thing, number 3, we talked about was evil and vindictive streaks, right? They're just evil for no reason. You see them do evil stuff, you say, hey, do this. Or you say, I'm trying to pass by. Can you move out the way? And they don't move. Why they don't move? Just because they want to be evil to you. It's just the evil streak in them. They can't help it. It's just genetically in them. They're just evil people. So little things, they'll do little things like that, right? You say, excuse me, I'm trying to get past you to get into the refrigerator. They won't move. You're like, why don't you just move? Why don't you just wait? Right? And they ain't got no good reason for stopping you except for they just want to be evil. They just got evil streaks in them. Got to look for these things. You got to look for these things. But a lot of these people are good at hiding it. That's why you got to spend a little more time with them. Stop trying to just throw them in the bedroom. You got to spend a little more time with people that you're going to have sex with, especially unprotected sex, unprotected premarital sex. You got to spend a little more time with these people, man. The next thing that you need to watch out for, is contempt. When they have contempt for you, right? You didn't do something they want, or you didn't buy what they want, or you didn't do something the way they wanted to do it. A good woman is going to be upset with you, but she will still there's always a safety barrier of respect. There's always a safety barrier. She's never going to cross that barrier of respect. She may not like what you did or said, but she's never going to cross that line of respect. But a person full of contempt will cross that line. They will show you that they've got contempt for you. They'll show you that they don't have respect for you like they should. What do you think they're going to do produce in a child? They're going to produce contemptuous children, and contemptuous children that don't have respect for you. Here you are feeding, clothing, and housing these people, and they have contempt for you. You got to see their contempt. Like I said, I used to wonder, how can a man just walk away from his family? I understand. Some dudes just get so fed up with contemptuous people, taking care of contemptuous people. They just say, F it, I'm out. I'm out of here. Real talk. Sister Wanda, so true. That's why you don't go back after a bad breakup. That's why I'm trying to tell Kanye. So I'm trying to tell Kanye West. They will try hard to hurt or embarrass you. I experienced it. I'm sorry you had to experience that, Sister Wanda. I'm very sorry you had to experience it. But, everything works out for the best. You know what I'm saying? Now you have to be educated. Now that you educated, you won't go for nothing crazy like that no more. But yeah, you're right. It's that's why you typically don't want to, if somebody shows you they behind, you don't typically want to go back, because all you're going to get is more they behind, right? It's a bad situation. But as far as having sex, imagine Sister Wanda having children with a person that's that contemptuous, and then having that person teaching your children how to have contempt for you, which is what most women do. Guys, not so much, but guys can do it too. I'm not saying they're totally, out of the picture, but women definitely have the 100-yard lead on teaching children how to be contemptuous, and having contempt themselves, and displaying that contempt. Do you really want to have sex with a woman that's contemptuous? And what does she have to have contempt for you for? And why should you be involved with a woman that has contempt for you? Got to think about how you feel about yourself, right? Let's move on down the list. We got a couple more. You don't want to be with a woman with an unconcerned attitude. What is an unconcerned attitude? Let me show you what an unconcerned attitude looks like. This is what an unconcerned attitude looks like. He's doing all this extra work, and she's just looking like, yeah, he better do it. She doesn't even, she has no fear of not, if they felt the same about each other, she would be doing the same thing to him, right? They would both have their hands out. They would both be doing it, right? But obviously, one person's in the dominant position and one person's in the submissive position. Is it hard to figure out who's in who is in what position? As a natural man, you should want to be in a dominant position. You should want to be in a dominant position. What does dominant mean? Does that mean that you just crush your wife after everything? No. What it means is you approach things from the position of accomplishing a goal. You're accomplishing your goal. If your goal is to have a situation be good with your wife, then you approach the situation from accomplishing your goal, encouraging her to be what you need her to be, and encouraging her to encourage you to be what you need to be. But most women think that dominating means physically dominate. No, the only time you're supposed to physically dominate somebody is when you're having sex with them. There's no other time to physically dominate a woman. So, but a lot of times women are dominant in the relationship. Women are spiritually dominant. Like this girl is spiritually and emotionally dominant in this position, right? She got him by the sack. It's like she got a little, what do you call that? A little leash right there with his sack. It's unfortunate for the brother, man. Big old movie star, make millions and millions and millions of dollars, could do whatever he want to do, could get on the jet and fly in any spot on the planet if he wanted to. And this is what he's dealing with. Because, like I said before, I love you. And I'm so afraid that you're going to go give it away to somebody else. I got to act like this. But you see her look is like, I'm unconcerned. Why? There's no fear. Got to be a little fear. And I don't mean fear of safety. I mean fear of the relationship not going the way you want it to go. There's got to be a little fear there. If they don't fear that, then complacency sets in. And when complacency sets in, that's when everything goes bad. When a woman lets complacency set in, sometimes she'll let her weight go. She'll let her behavior go. That's the real bad one. I'd rather your weight went when you had the same still good behavior. Now, some guys are dumb out there. They rather have the behavior go, but she got still weight. No. Once the behavior goes and she keeps herself in good condition, pretty soon she's telling you, hey, I don't respect you, but there's guys out there I do respect. I'll go ahead and give myself to them. I'll start going to the gym and give myself to them. Wait, I want to go with you. Nah, I'm not going. You can't go with me. It'll get real ugly real quick. Like it did in this situation. Well, it didn't get real ugly real quick. In this situation, it took time, but they knew they've been going through this. That's how come they got this dynamic here. But that's not what you want as a man. Or a woman. You don't want a man that's not concerned about you. You really want to be with a man that's not concerned about you? He's not that guy. But there are guys that you can get in a relationship with. They ain't concerned. They don't care whether you eat, whether your children ate, they don't. Got to check these people out. You having premarital, unprotected sex, you have to check these people out. Stop just jumping into bed with them. Stop it. That's why you got all these problems. You got all these unwanted children, and they got all these issues because you ain't paying attention to what you're doing. Sister Wanda, true again, the opposite of love is not hate. It's indifference. Love is a function of time. Love takes time to develop. It takes time to develop. You ain't just, at first, you just committed. You ain't in love, you just committed. You just so happy you in this situation. You got this person that's willing to have sex with you on demand, you just committed to that situation. The love comes later. You gonna say you love somebody, you gotta do at least, I'd say you gotta do at least 5 to 7 years before you can say, I love this person. Love is a function of time. Yeah. Indifference is when I call it contempt. It's when people show you they're just totally unconcerned. Well, that's not contempt. Let me take that back. Contempt is a whole nother thing. You're right. Indifference. You're right, Sister Wanda. Indifference. They're not even concerned. You got this wife, you got all these maids and chefs and all of this. And so you ain't even concerned whether I ate. Why? You can do it. You can take care of it yourself. What do I need you for as a wife if you're not going to make sure that I got something to eat and my clothes are good and I'm good? What do I need you for? You can just live where you live and I live where I live and we can just have sex, right? I don't recommend that, but why marry someone? Why get into a lifetime contract with the state where you sign a marriage contract with authorizes the state to decide what's going to happen with your assets? Because that's what you're doing when you sign a marriage contract, a marriage agreement, a marriage certificate. You're letting the state know that you and this person is in business together, and the state is in that business too. So it's a 3-party system, and then the state is going to be the one that decides justice when the unfortunate may happen, which is you're not going to be together. That's what you're doing when you sign a marriage contract. I'm going to go over all this stuff on my relationship page. It's coming. It's coming. Let me get to the last thing on my list. The last red flag on my list you should be looking for before you having sex with somebody. Another person of the opposite sex considered in high regard. Let's go back to this. She considered Tupac in a higher position than Will. This drove this man crazy. And I'm really scared for him, man. I hope he don't do nothing to hurt himself. But he's doing all this stuff to try to show her that he should be in the top position, but he's not. He ain't never going to be in the top position. All he's doing, by doing all of this exhibiting all this feminine behavior, he is further pushing himself down on the list of men that she would be excited to be in a sexual relationship with. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't know it. He don't have nobody close enough to break this down to him. And even if you did break it down to him, he probably would say, no, it's not the reality. My reality is Jada loves me. Does she? Why is she helping you make a fool out of yourself it seemed like almost every occasion? Every time she talked to the press, she telling them some type of ill type of thing against you. But what do I know? I'm only 53. I've been married 32 years, almost 40 years. What do I know? What do I know? How can you be in a relationship with a woman and you marry her and she got other men in her head in higher regard than you? You're the one paying the bills. You're the one taking care of her. Her acting career was compared to his, there's no comparison. Putting. If they had to live off of her, they'd be living in an apartment in Inglewood. Thanks to him, they're living in a mansion. Probably Bel Air somewhere or Malibu or something. But if they had to, that's thanks to the millions of dollars that he brings in every year. She ain't bringing it. You talking about, you think set it off? She's set for life? I don't think so. How about menace to society? You think that put her up for life? How about a different world? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. If they had to go off of her acting career, they'd be living, like I said, maybe in a shack in Venice somewhere, right? Maybe on Venice Beach in one of them little $1 million shacks, maybe. Just the brother, man, he brought everything. He brought the sauce, and what does he get? Her contempt, her indifference. And now they had children together. Here's the kicker. They had children together, and she put her contempt and indifference and rebelliousness into those children. And now their children are all over the goddamn road because he didn't mate select properly. He didn't investigate this situation because he felt he was so lucky to have her in his life that he did not need to do any detective work before having unprotected sex with her. Hell, he was married when he met her. He was married to the first boy's mama. Divorced her so he could get to her. How's that working out, Will? 20 years later. How's that working out? Sister Wanda, yep. You don't have to contract with the state. You can draw up your own with the lawyer. Especially out here in California. They'll give you palimony. They'll give you everything. If you come out here and present yourself like all you got to do is be with a woman and live with her for one day. The woman can go back to the court and say, hey, he's living with me and he paid a bill or two and my lifestyle is going to be bad because he leaves. They can give her palimony. Oh, Brother Clarence, you talking crazy. No, there's 10 states you can get it in, and California is one of them. Very, very, very risky behavior. You can draw up your own contract with the lawyer. I see. This is the thing. You can draw up a how to divide your assets up. Yes, you can draw that up, Sister Wanda. But I don't know if you can draw up a something that's that a commitment contract or something like that. When you go to the state, you go into the state telling them, hey, we are going to be together. So consider us one person. Consider us a business. And we'll do our taxes together. We'll do all this stuff together. But if we break up, you state are authorized now to come in and disperse the assets any way you see fit through the family court. Any way you see fit, you can distribute them through this family court. Yikes. Yikes. Sister Wanda, I saw Will Smith crying in public and on stage. Nothing wrong with crying. Jesus wept, but Jesus wept in private. I've never seen my father cry. I feel so bad for Will Smith. You know what, Sister Wanda? It's not about him crying because all men cry. I don't care how tough you think these dudes are. These dudes cry. There's nothing wrong with crying when the reason why you're able to cry is so you can get stuff off of your emotional and spiritual chest, right? But the reason why Will Smith is crying is because of his wife. He cannot break the Tupac barrier around her heart. He's been chipping away at it for 20 years. And then he thought, I got it. I got the perfect solution for this. I'm going to go let her have sex with other men. That will endear her to me more. That will endear me to her. Because he didn't have nobody to break it down to him, bro. No. You got the car in reverse. You think you're getting closer, you pushing away, you driving in the other opposite direction. right? It's what we call in the streets hustling backwards. You hustling backwards. You're not hustling toward the goal. You're hustling away from the goal, and it's you doing it. But all of this because Tupac had her heart. And she looking for another dude like Tupac, so she went and got with that other rapper. What's his name? Augustino, whatever. So this dude comes home, and that dude's sitting on his couch. What? Yeah. He's sitting on your couch. His car is in your driveway. Here, this big movie star, billions of dollars all over the world that he's made, he's earned. But you know what they say in the Bible? A prophet is without honor where? In his own home. A prophet is without honor in his own home. This man, with all of his millions and all of his everything, he's the least honored in his own home. And he's been going so long without being honored that he don't even know how to be in a relationship where a woman would treat him right. He wouldn't even know how to handle that. That's unfortunate and sad. So those are red flags you should look out for. Mental illness, rebelliousness, evil and vindictive streaks, contempt, unconcerned attitudes, and another male considered in higher regard, or a woman sitting in high regard. Well, I don't just say just women are in it. I mean, just men are in this situation. Women in this situation too, right? We know men that hold a woman in high regard, and the wife is just like sitting there like, but I'm the one that's here. But the man is like, yeah, but this star person or whatever, that would be my person I could have sex with if you let me have sex with one person. I mean, I understand. I get it. Couples play all kind of games to keep it fresh. Hey, do whatever you got to do. But my thing is, when the person sincerely regards another person in a higher level than you, and you're the one putting in all time, effort, and sacrificing and everything, that may be a problem. You need to look for that up front. Because a lot of people will tell you, especially women will tell you, oh, I think this man is so beautiful. He's so cute. He's so this, he's so that. And you see them going in on how they consider this person, but they don't do the same for you. There are more. They should do more for you, right? They don't never do that. You got to say to yourself, oh, maybe it's not all that it's cracked up to be. Maybe this ain't all what it's cracked up to be. What's the effects? What's the effects of this? If you go down this list and you don't look for these red flags, what can happen? What can and may happen? What can and may happen? Unwanted children with genetic defects. You look at Will and Smith's and Jada's children. They're defective. I'm not saying they're bad people, but they got defects. They got serious defects. When you can't decide whether you're going to be a man or a woman, it's a serious defect. I mean, that's a decision that most people make by the time they're age 3 or 4, maybe 5 at the latest. They decide where they're going. Most people just slip right into where they're going. But you have this confusion. You have this confusion of gender when you had a confusion from the adults. Their confusion of the children is an indicator of the confusion of the adults. This is confused. So he didn't check this person out. He didn't check her out. Jada Pinkett has a lot of this stuff, a lot of these red flags going on. A lot of them. He didn't check that out. He just wanted to date her because he thought she was cute. Many have a cute woman killed a kind heart. Many acute woman has killed a kind heart. Same thing with the men. Many acute man has killed a kind heart. We following these people around because we think they're cute instead of researching them. You got to be a scientist, like Mr. Parker said. You got to be a scientist today. You can't be no regular old person, man. You got to be a scientist. You have to be a scientist. You got to look at a person and be able to do some research on them, their spirituality, on their where they at spiritually, where they at mentally, where they at emotionally. And you got to spend time with them. But most of you guys, especially the guys, I'm not saying the women are above it, but mostly the guys. You guys out here trying to have sex with these women so quick because you think you're just going to pump and dump them. Then you end up ringing the bell. And let me tell you what happens when you ring the bell. Like I said once before, once you give up possession of your sperm, it can be used for its intended purpose. According to the law, it can be used for its intended purpose, which is fertilizing eggs. Once you fertilize that egg, you no longer have any control over nothing. Well, you really don't have no control before you fertilize the egg. Once you turn over possession of your sperm, you're out of it. Your decision making is over. You have no ability to make no decisions on nothing after that. That's it. Once she had this baby, the state will tell you how much money you're going to pay based on your income. You have no choice in nothing no more. That's why having unprotected sex with unvetted women is crazy. And men is crazy. Sister Wanda, Will needs to pray to God for forgiveness for divorcing his first wife for Jada. Only God can fix Will Smith's situation. Well, see, here's the problem. When you do stuff like that, Sister Wanda, when you do stuff like that, here's the problem. You're so quick to snatch the other person, right? There's a basketball player who used to play for the Lakers. Actually, the best years of his career were with the Philadelphia 76ers. His name is Sadell Threet. His wife was Dr. Dre's wife. She was married to Sadell Threet when Dr. Dre came along. Dr. Dre got with her. She divorced Sadell Threet and married Dr. Dre. All good for 26 years, right? Now look at it. She going for blood. She going for blood. I know Sadell Threet is sitting back laughing at him, saying, damn, I thought she did me bad. But see, when you do stuff like that, you got to remember, if she willing to leave him for you, she going to leave you for somebody else, or she can. And I know they promise you, oh, I know this, I would never leave you. Don't listen to nothing like that. I would never leave you. I would never do this. Don't listen to nobody telling you something like that. Don't listen to anything like that. That is a bold-faced lie. In most cases, there's some women that can honor that. There's some men that can honor that. But in most cases, you got to research and see who you're dealing with. Remember, I told you 48 laws of power. I forgot which law it is with the number of it, but always know who you're dealing with. Always know who you're dealing with. You don't want to offend the wrong person. You don't want to create the wrong situation with the wrong person. You don't. Dr. Dre created the wrong situation with the wrong person. Now look at him. You got to pay this lady $2 million a month? Ay, ay, ay. I can't make it, Judge. I need $2 million a month. I'm barely scraping by. Bop. Okay. Will Smith, right? He created a situation. He didn't know who he's dealing with. He created a situation. Now look at him. He's a permanent slave, a permanent underclass. He got to always go on these different things and do these different things where he got to embarrass himself so that to try to get her to to try to get her to, show some feeling towards him, but she won't never do it. How did this all happen? How did the situation happen with Dr. Dre? How did it happen with Will Smith, Kanye West, the other? Because they jump in the bed too fast. You're running and jumping in the bed. And then you go, oh, it's a baby mama terrorist. You picked that baby mama terrorist. You picked her. You picked him. He's a narcissist. You picked that narcissist because you didn't stop to take the time to investigate this person. They look good. They look good on the outside. They talking some good stuff, but now you got to put them you got to start asking them questions that make them really go to the core of their being. Start asking them questions. Now, you could do it like Sister Don said. You got to be slick about it. You can't be like, put them under that hot light like in Menace to Society. You effed up, right? You have to. I know I was there at 11:45. I was for sure. Remember, I was there at 12. Right? They walk you all the way back into where you guilty, right? They did this because they jumped in the bed. They had premarital sex with these people too fast, and they tried to turn premarital unprotected sex into a relationship and further pushed that relationship into an unsubstantiated relationship, further pushed that into a marriage on rocky ground. That's why he's going through what he's going through. Will Smith is going through what he's going through. Kanye West is going through what he's going through. Dr. Dre is going through what he's going through. All of them got the same issue. The woman just ain't where the woman don't want them no more, and she got so much contempt. She done. And these guys don't have enough self-respect to say, hey, I'm done. Let me walk away from it. Well, Dr. Dre's case, he's done with it. But the issue is still there on the table with the alimony. He still got to pay the alimony. Why? Because he entered into a relationship with a woman that he did not properly vet. He leveraged a sexual attraction into an unsubstantiated relationship, premarital relationship, that ultimately he tried to leverage that unsubstantiated premarital relationship into a unfounded, a marriage on no foundation except a sexual attraction. So what happens when the sexual attraction dissolves? What happens? This is what happens. You have nothing. You have nothing. A lot of these cats have nothing except now let's take it a step further. Let's take it a step further. Now you have an unprotected sex with these people. So now what do you have? Unwanted children with defects, genetic defects. Look at Will and Jada's children. I'm not talking about them as, personal, they're spiritual, but there's some things, there's some issues there. Why? Because they witnessed this crazy dysfunction here, and they are dysfunctional. Sister Wanda, $300,000 a month. $300,000 a month. I'm sorry, $300,000 a month. Thank you for correcting me, Sister Wanda. $300,000 a month. That's what Dr. Dre's wife is getting. Judge, I ain't gonna make it on $200,000. I need $300,000 a month. That's the only way I'm gonna survive, Judge. I know this man don't want me. I don't want him, but only thing I can do is I can't make it, Judge. I'm gonna barely get by on $300,000 a month. Wow. And I ain't mad at her. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at her. He probably knew she had some of these red flags going on, and he married her anyway. Will Smith knew that Jada Pinkett had some of these red flags, married her anyway. Kanye West. Kim Kardashian recognized that Kanye West has some of these red flags, but she married him anyway. Trying to save y'all from heartache and pain. Next thing that happens when you build these relationships on sexual attraction only, you have unwanted women with unsocial behavior, right? You don't even want this woman, man. You just wanted her for that one night. But now you got a child with her, and now you got to be with her for the next 18 years. And you think they're going to go to the judge and say, "No, judge, I'm independent woman. I don't need no child support from him. Don't even give it to me." I don't care how independent they are. They're going to say, "I need that child support. Let him pay." I'm an independent woman. I don't need no shit. They're going to tell you, I need that child support. As they should. Get it. Sister Juana, yes, it's jumping into bed too fast. Mostly it's God correcting them. Okay. Dr. Dre did Michelle real bad and didn't even marry her. Yeah, he did, man. He used to beat up on her real bad. God not going to allow people to be happy when they have done wrong. No, you know what? Especially if you continue that behavior. And I don't think his current soon-to-be ex-wife was allowing that physicality to occur on her watch. I don't think she was allowing that to happen. And she used to take up for Dr. Dre. I remember she used to take up for him when Michelle used to put him out there. Michelle used to put him out there. She used to take up for him. Now look at her. Holy smokes. How the wagon wheel has turned. How the wagon wheel has turned. Holy smokes. But you know what, man? There is no price high enough to pay for your peace of mind. There is no price. I would pay $400,000, $500,000 for peace of mind. There is no price to pay for the peace of mind knowing you ain't got to deal with somebody like that. That's that vindictive to you. You don't have to deal with somebody like that anymore. And you knew what you was getting because you jumped into bed with her and married her. So I'm going to tell you when you really know when you know what you got in a marriage. After about 5 or 7 years, that's when you kind of getting the clue. But after 10 years, that's when you really know what you got. Because see, people can hide for years, right? You know what I'm saying? They don't want to fart in front of you. They don't want to, wake up with you looking at them with their bad breath and all that. They can do that. They can get away with that for a couple of years, right? They can hide and do that and run and jump out of the bed and get themselves put together before. But after about 7 to 10 years, woman's gonna be like, "F you, I'm farting in front of you." They're gonna leave the bathroom door open. You're gonna just see people in different situations. "Hey, can you come in here and tell me what this is in my stool?" You know what I'm saying? They're gonna say stuff. You're gonna experience things with them. You're gonna go to the doctor with them. And this is the doctor say, "Hey, you got this condition or whatever." You're going to have to deal with stuff like that after about 7 to 10 years. You don't know what you really got. Right? Before that, people can hide. People can hide. "Oh, I don't, I cook, but I did it." They can, say, "But let's go to a restaurant." After a while, you're going to say, "Hey, man, we starting a family. We can't go to a restaurant every night. Somebody got to cook." Uh-oh. I know you don't want it to be me, right? Ay. Holy smokes. Anyway, what's the last one? Promoting anarchy and dysfunction to your children. So now you have unprotected premarital sex with these women. And they're promoting anarchy and dysfunction. Here we go, right? Here we go. They promote anarchy and dysfunction to your children. Look at the game situation. You know what's funny about the game? And I like that brother, but unfortunately, when he had that reality show, it made his woman look like she was the bad guy. They made her look like she was the bad guy. And that was coming around. She was the good guy. She was the good guy in the situation. He was the bad guy. It's a funny situation, but what does this all mean? What does this all mean? Vetting. We got to learn how to vet. We took the vetting out of dating, right? We took the vetting out of dating. We got to put it back in. We got to put it back in there so we can start having better relationships. How you gonna have better relationships if you're not able to vet the people that's coming into your life? I'm a very good vetter. Because I don't mess with people unless I feel like they got good character and they're about something. I don't mess with them. You don't see me bring people on here that unless I feel like, hey, they're good folks. Right? I mean, it is what it is, right? I won't even read their chats, Sister Wanna, if I don't think they're good folks. Sister Wanna, that's not my point. God never forgets the things we've done, and he punishes us. I hear what you're saying, Sister Wanna, and I agree, but there's a situation now where it's not that God even have to punish you. All God got to do is just sit back. I mean, if you set yourself up for failure, what does God got to do? It may take 10 years, 20 years for it to come back to bite you in the ass, but God ain't got to do nothing. You punishing yourself. You set yourself up in this relationship where it's all about her and you pedestalizing your woman. No, what should be pedestalized is the love and respect you have for each other. That should be pedestalized. That should be the unrestricted area, the restricted area where nothing can get in there. That should be the restricted area. But that when a situation like this with Will Smith, there is no restricted area. Not with him. When it comes to her, there's a restricted area. He can only get in so far. She's not going to allow him to get in that close. So this man spends his whole life trying to get in by doing all kind of different weird things to try to get endear himself to her. She doesn't even look at it like it's endearment. She looks at it like you further pushing yourself down. And I hear what you're saying, Sister Wanda, but I just don't agree. I don't agree with God having to punish at this point. In the Old Testament, punishments was always handed out, right? In the New Testament, because of the number of people that's on the planet now, we taking a new approach. Instead of punishing everybody, we trying to redeem everybody, right? That's the whole purpose of the New Testament, the gospel, right? It's the punishment part. We can't just punish people because they were born in this part of the area, or born in this part of the earth, or they have this bloodline. We can't just punish people because they have a bloodline. They had nothing to do with it, right? Now we gotta redeem people. Even if you're born with this bloodline, if you're willing to walk a straight line, we will put you in with the righteous. No matter where you came from, we will take you in with the righteous. If you're willing to submit. If you ain't willing to submit, then you can stay with the unrighteous, and you're going to get what the unrighteous get. I mean, just if you submit to eating right and doing right, you're going to have better life than people that don't eat right. They develop all these ailments, high blood pressure, sugar diabetes, all these other ailments that are very much heart conditions that they're very much able to be avoided by just watching the way you eat, what you eat, and the way you eat. Right? It is what it is. Anyway, you want your woman or your man to promote dysfunction to your children and show them how to be dysfunctional? That's what you're seeing here. That's what you're seeing. All these situations I've been describing, they've been promoting dysfunction. No. Let me wrap this up, y'all, because we've been out here for 3.5 hours, 3 hours and 45 minutes to be exact. There's always going to be red flags, and there's always going to be red flags to when it's involved with relationships. There's always red flags. Just like in business, there's going to be red flags in business relationships. You know, one of my biggest red flags in a business relationship is I cannot stand people that talk fast. Yeah, man. Yeah, people that talk fast. Hey, homie, check this check out, man. This homie, I got movies, homie. I got the socks. I got the movies. I don't like people that talk fast. I don't like it. It has never worked out for me listening to people that talk fast. So when you talk fast, that is a huge red flag for me. I would never do business with a person that talks fast. Sister Juana, Will Smith ruined the career of that woman who played his mother on The Fresh Prince. Now God is allowing Will to suffer. I don't know about that, Sister Juana. That's up for debate. I don't know about that. I know he did blacklist her. He did put her career, stall her career. He definitely did that by putting it out there that she was difficult to work with. Yeah, definitely he did do that. But I don't know if this is God coming back to make him suffer for that. I mean, is she that important where God had to step in? I don't know. I just think that he just thought more of himself than he should have. And he had somebody who was backing him up thinking that way. This lady, Jada Pinkett, she's so evil that she was able to put that evil streak into him. And unfortunately, it came back to bite him. Because now he's the one that got to deal with her. And she is a hot mess to deal with, in my opinion. A hot mess. But anyway, y'all tell me what y'all think. Am I right? Am I wrong? Have I been going on for 3 hours and 47 minutes? Have I been going on and on just ranting and raving and I'm wrong? And am I just out of my mind? I don't think so. Hopefully somebody watching this will help them. Hopefully somebody will see this and say, you know what? The brother got a point on some of that stuff. Even if they give me some credit on half of it, Sister Juana. They give me credit on half of it. That's cool. Long as we did something to make somebody think. Yes. All right, y'all. We went over the dangers of having unprotected sex, and we should have said unprotected premarital sex without looking for red flags. That is a no-no, and you shouldn't be doing it. You shouldn't be having unprotected premarital sex anyway. Not because I'm super religious or nothing like that. It's just so dangerous. It's just so dangerous to do it in this point in time and point in space. It's just so dangerous to do it. You can get the C-19. You can get literally thousands of viruses you can pick up off of somebody. Herpes, C-19, all these different things, HIV. You can pick up everything having unprotected sex. You don't know where somebody been. Right? It's a terrible situation. Sister Juana, that's my point. Will has not submitted to God for the things he's done. I think we agree, brother. Sister Wanda, we agree on some of it, but I don't know if God is really interested in will like that in particular. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying, you know what I mean? I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. If you're on a boat and there's a plank on the boat and you get on the plank and you walk the length of the plank and you just keep walking and you end up in the water, I mean, you was going to end up in the water whether God intervened or not, because you set yourself up for that situation. You set yourself up for that situation. So if you did, it's a bad situation. George Guy, only white boys spell brother like this. But I get you, man. I hope I said something that helped you, man. I hope I said something that helped you, no matter what your color is, man. Hope I said something that helped you. Let's do this. We're gonna shut this down, y'all. But y'all know how I do. First of all, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna tell you who's out here. Who's out here? Let's see. Is anybody on right now? My Vivid Life. You can go check her out. My Vivid Life. I'm subscribed to her. But My Vivid Life, she's talking about Roth IRAs. Who else is out there? I don't see nobody else from our little clique out there that's doing a live stream. Most of you guys are in church or whatever right now. Yeah, I don't see nobody else out there, man. So you guys go out there, have a great rest of your day. You in Canada? Hey, man, we still welcome you, brother. We still welcome you. So you know what I'm saying? If you want to, you want to be down with the program, as long as you're respectful and cool, we ain't got no problem with you, coming in and hanging out with us. You know what I'm saying? Problem is, I gotta just watch, man, because I've been getting trolled lately, and I don't know why. I'm the one trying to stop all this crime from happening. All the rest of these people talking about baby mamas and all this other stuff. I'm talking about actually reducing crime and making things better for not only black people but everybody. But starting with black people, because we in a bad situation. But I get trolled for whatever reason. I get trolled, so they troll me. So I gotta watch it, man. I gotta keep an eye out. So I'm always suspicious if you haven't been in here for a while. If you ain't one of my regulars, man, I get suspicious. One of my hard driving soldiers. Anyway, man, forgive me if I offended you, man. I didn't mean to offend you. If you writing exact, cool, it'll come out in the wash. Sister Wanda, great show, brother. Do you have Cash App? Oh, Sister Wanda, man, I'm so appreciative of that. I actually do have a Cash App, so let me show you that real quick. But Sister Wanda, you can just put $5 of coffee in there. I appreciate that. I appreciate you trying to help us out. This is the Cash App down here at the bottom, Sister Wanda. Cash App at the $ Manhood Coach. That's my Cash App. If you know what I'm saying, if you feel like helping out, I appreciate you. Yeah, Brother George. Sometimes I gotta keep an eye out, man, because people will come in and they will what do you call that? What do you say? They will troll me for no reason, brother, for no reason. And they'll come in and say, "Hey, can I be in here? I'm white." And I gotta go to Sister Dawn and tell Sister Dawn, tell them, hey, yeah, we want people that's about the truth. If you about the truth, we don't care what color you are coming in about truth. But if you here to play games, I'm definitely gonna drop kick you through the uprights, like I had to do a couple of dudes this morning. I had to drop kick them through the uprights. Sister Dawn, hey, bro, Clarence, my phone was giving me trouble. I had to turn it off. Yeah, no problem, Sister Dawn. I realize, I know you guys had to go because I could tell you was talking from your heart. Yeah, we were having a great combo. I could tell you was talking from your heart, so I know it hurt you to have to leave, but you came at the right time because I'm about to shut it down. Sister, want to eat me something I mean, Sister Don, I'm gonna have to turn it down. And, at Sister Don, at Don Frank, what's the Cash App? Sister Wanda, here's the Cash App on the bottom. I put it on here at the bottom for you. See, Cash App, Manhood Coach. See with the dollar sign, the Manhood Coach. That's what the Cash App is. That's and you know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't got to get crazy. Just, $5, $10, that'll work. $2, 99 cents, whatever. That'll work. I appreciate you even asking for my Cash App, Sister Wanda. Appreciate that. I ain't like the lead attorney, man. I ain't gotta make $1,000 on Cash Apps. You know what I'm saying? I mean, good for him, but yeah, I ain't gotta do all that, man. I appreciate it. Just be able to buy some. See, I go to Starbucks, so I can get me one of those. I get me at Starbucks a chocolate cookie and some ice water. That's my thing. He will pin it in. I'll pin it. I got to pin it, Sister Wanda. I don't know how to pin stuff. See, now y'all making me work. I don't know. I'll figure out how to do it. Sister Wanda, hit me up on the Cash App next time, and I don't know how to do it now. And I'm about to go get me something to eat. But I thank you. I thank you so much. Taco Virgo Soul Food Taco Trucks on Facebook. Okay, Sister Wanda. Definitely. I'll click into you, and then you'll see me, Brother Clarence Muhammad. Yeah, I'll click into you. Sister Don, I don't know how to pin it yet. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to pin it yet. Oh, I see, Sister Don, you sent me $5 in the Cash App. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. I hope God send you 5 to 10 times that in the form of something else. May God bless you and your family, Sister Don. Same thing with you, Sister Wanda. Same thing with all of y'all. All of y'all that's here in the right spirit, man. Hey, even you, Brother George. Everybody that's here. I appreciate y'all. All right, y'all. I'm going to end this. I got one more thing I got to do, man. I got to do this. I haven't done it in a long time. I got to do it. I got to do this. I got to do the old school set. The old school set today is Radioactivity by Royal Cash. Go check that out. That was back when we was doing the Smurf. Y'all remember the Smurf? The Smurf. Back when we were doing the Smurf back in 83. Go check out Royal Cash. Sister Don, yes, I hear you. It's nice when people appreciate. I do, and I appreciate you. I want to show you that at some point. I'm gonna ask God to help me show you that one at some point, Sister Don. Sister Wanda, I don't see it. It's right here down at the bottom, Sister Wanda. See, it says, "Let's talk." The Better Black Life podcast. Help us get this great message out. Cash App, and then it's got the Cash App right here. Oh, you want me to make it as a put it as a link? I'll put it as a link. We do this again, Brother Clarence. Okay, yes, ma'am, Sister Don. Sister Don. Oh, there it is. See, Sister Don is so smart, man. I didn't know how to put it as a link. I can though. I can, but I'm about to turn off this. But you know what I will do, Sister Wanda? What I'll do is this. You say, is this correct? Yeah, this. That's the correct. That's the correct thing. Sister Don, what you know about the Smurf? I don't know about the Smurf. Yeah, man. We was doing the Smurf back in 83. Remember that, Sister Don? Yeah. But anyway, y'all have a blessed rest of y'all evening. I think I got any loose ends to tie up. We'll tie them up on the next live stream. Appreciate y'all. Thank you, Sister Wanda. Thank you, Sister Don. What I'm gonna do is I'll put the link to the Cash App in the description. I'll put that. So then when you go, if you come back on the replay and look at it again, Sister Wanda, you'll have a link. It'll take you straight there. All right. All right, y'all. Until the next broadcast, I'll see y'all later, man. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. And thank y'all for hanging out there with me. Peace.